Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fableforge RPG with Tuesday Night Live with the Red Opera, Episode 4. Can't wait to jump into tonight's session. You guys know how we left off last week, so it's going to be really, really awesome. Corey's going to talk about the giveaway for tonight, and I'm going to do the... I don't even know if I can say Vanna White because trademarks, but I'm going to. Can you trademark a name? Is that a thing? Like a real name? I don't know. All right, so we're going to do that, and then remind you of a couple of things before we get into tonight's session, and then we're going to jump straight the hell in. So Corey... on the spot, tell us about tonight's giveaway.
All right, for tonight, you know the drill. At the break, we're going to give you a secret code word. You're going to join us, put the code word in, and then a randomizer is going to choose our next winner. Please come. We have some more dice for everyone. Get with the program. There they are. Yeah, look at them.
I didn't know what you were going to say first.
I want that crystal D4 so bad.
So hold on, just let me describe these because I know you cannot see these good at all. But this is like a very, it's like a translucent, smoky purple violet color. Okay, but on the inside, there's like, oh god, there it is. There's like these like red and black smoky ribbons, and it's through all of them. And this is the super big D20.
I'm sorry, so, Abin SR dice.
Yeah, they're pretty badass. 10-piece dice set from Dice Envy.
Dice Envy.
I did not have to look, I promise. Keep going, Corey. Thank you.
Whoever wins tonight's dice becomes Abin SR's best friend in canon.
All right, so next is
that is
dice
quite
tower.
the promise. I've been trying to get that title for a while.
We have a dice tower that those dice, I'm assuming everything but the huge D20 will fit in. There you go. It's portable. 2 sides. Works really well. Boom. Look at that.
Ding, boop.
Drop the dice right there for you. And we have some Fableforge RPG merch, which is a sticker. You can put on anything. Put it on your PC,
cool.
Put it on your laptop, put it on your little cozy mug that you bring to work with you. You know, it has coffee or whatever you drink in it. That's what I do.
You could also put it on your enemy's car to help support the channel and get back at them. I'm just saying. I'm not liable if you do it, but
two birds.
You could do
two
it.
birds.
You could do it. It's a thing. You could do it. All right, Corey. Anything else? Is that it?
I'm pretty sure that's it. I didn't miss anything.
I don't think you did. I'm just making sure because I'm frazzled. I've had a lot of caffeine. A couple of notes about the giveaways. Number one, as he said, we're going to do that at the break. Stick around for that. It's only going to be open for 60 seconds, so you do not want to miss that. Make sure you're paying attention. Number two, have not said this before, hasn't been an issue, trying to keep it from becoming an issue. If we have any international friends, I apologize. At this time, we cannot fulfill internationally. So, continental US, don't know about Canada. Canada's a maybe. If you're a Canadian viewer and you win, we'll figure it out. Definitely continental US in order to be eligible. Apologies. Okay. Canada should be fine. I just don't want to promise it. All right. So moving on from that, if you see down below on the Twitch thingy, there are some banners down there. I highly encourage you to click them. Okay. All the way down there, all those cool banners. We got social media. We got a website with a bunch of cool shit. Okay. Reminder, we have Patronic Inspiration, which is a way that you amazing viewers can support the channel and help out these awesome players by either boosting them or killing me in the process for a generous monetary donation of your own. You can pick your poison, who you want to go to, all that great stuff. Guaranteed bonus. Can't go wrong with it. Really, really supports the channel. Also, if you want to support the players directly, subs, channel bits, all that stuff, that goes to the channel fund so we can keep making content. If you want to put money directly in people's pockets, use that tip button down below. It's going to go through PallyGG. All the tips get split evenly between all of us, and we thank you very much for your patronage in whatever form it is. If nothing else, give us a shout out. We could really use a social media presence. We love seeing you guys there, and that's it on all of that. So, I think that's everything. Did I forget anything? Does anybody have any announcements? Birthdays, marriages, anything like that? No? Are we good? We're good. Okay, cool.
We might be announcing a couple of funerals after the stream, but you know, we'll see how that goes.
Maybe. We'll see. I have faith. I really, really do. So, without any further ado, let us jump into tonight's episode of The Red Opera. My friends, up until this point, you had come together at the Last Rest Inn and Tavern, brought together courtesy of Ona and the Knight Captain LaCroix through many different common bonds, not least of which was a favorite ode to Megoro, the Evermore, a powerful warlock patron in Yonkath. And you were wrapped into this assault with the Legion of the Fallen, defending the countryside in Yonkath from this murderous horde of abominations known as Thistle Furies. Phelan, hopeful that maybe this thing could be reversed rather than having them be destroyed, brought up the idea of setting out, and you all agreed to set out and get information to see if you could avert the oncoming disaster, save all the lives, and have a more peaceful resolution. Through your encounters and investigations and all these other things you did, which a lot of them are really, really cool, by the way, a chain of events was set in motion and knowledge was discovered that has led you to this point. This point in particular being, and location being, you are about 1 day's journey, fast journey, non-stop journey, southwest of the Last Rest Inn, here in the heart of the Thistlewood. Apparently this Thistle Fury herd, this horde, for lack of a better term, swarm, was seen ravaging the forest, kicking out the Shadowlands and local denizens after laying waste to the countryside around, and you were racing with the rest of the Legion of the Fallen to get to the heart of the Thistlewood to stop this, whatever it was. They don't even know. They just knew it was important. Otherwise, why would all these massive beasts be coming here? Arriving there, you found 3 accursed guard. The King's accursed guard, King Dorian, King of Yonkath, those protectors of the city itself loyal to him, engaged in some type of arcane ritual on the heart of the Thistlewood, this massive, glorious, Feywild-looking tree. Intervening quickly, you attempted to shut down the ritual. 1 second, sorry. You attempted to shut down the ritual, lay waste to them, banish them, figure out if there's a way you could stop whatever it was they were doing. Unfortunately, you weren't able to completely stop the ritual, as Mira, being curious or attempting to stop it or something else going on in her head, grabbed hold of the sigil of the glowing magic and had her energy and life force sucked out to finish powering this gateway. And as you watched this massive Feywild type tree split asunder, explode into 2 pieces, Braum, who was up in the branches, goes tumbling off to the side. This huge insectoid creature crawled forth and took flight. As a reminder, this entity, his body itself is as large as a house. And it's an insectoid carapace covering its very long, thin, bony arms and fingers and feet, 2 deformed wasp or butterfly-like wings humming quickly, and this long, segmented tail with a vicious barb on the end. It is now hovering overhead. The tree has been split into 2. The 3 accursed guard were brought back just before this happened, and we're going to jump right in. So, I need everybody to roll for initiative.
All right.
Are
I was
you
doing some
sure about
testers.
that?
Yeah. I was doing some testers because I'm finally using my own dice. I rolled a nat 1 on my first roll.
Oh dear.
So this is going to be a great night when I was doing the testers.
I got a nat 20 on my first roll for a 21.
Nice. I got
New
a
dice.
19.
All right. I got an 18.
All right.
I got a 5.
Oh, yay!
I want to clarify. You did drop the hypnosis, right? Or did you not drop the hypnosis?
I mean, can I drop it if it's not my turn yet?
We'll say that your concentration broke as the tree exploded in front of you. Deal?
Cool. Yes.
Cool.
Also,
Okay.
I like
got
that.
a 2 for initiative.
Okay. 1 second. Everybody was
with
testing dice and
modifiers?
stuff.
Oh.
Whoa.
All right. So, Braum, what's your initiative?
18.
Got it. Mira,
5.
5. Avanesar,
19. Sorry.
19. Nice. And Phelan?
21.
21. Beautiful. Okay. So, As this entity is hovering overhead, the wings beating furiously, it hits this high-pitched squealing vibration type sound. It's almost like it's piercing your mind and distracting you for a moment. This buzz just constantly lasting the entire time this thing is flying around. Additionally, even though it's 50 feet in the air above you, over the center of this tree, you can see the ground around you. The snow is beginning to melt, and these red and yellow grasses are slowly starting to grow and warp, seemingly responding to its very presence. First up is the Accursed Guard. The one standing next to me. Actually, first up, you got chucked out of the tree when this thing exploded, Brahm. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
And then roll me a d6.
Well, that would be a 6. And then roll me a d6. Okay, so that's
New
gonna
dice,
be...
dude. New dice. We can't
New
be
dice.
doing that tonight.
They're doing great. They're doing great. There's these little, like, cool little gemstone little ones. Like, it's awesome. The d6 would be a 2.
Okay. I'm a horrible DM. You guys have a chance here. Like 20 seconds to strategize as I set up my dice, because I was so wrapped up in this fight, I didn't do that yet.
Okay. I need to
I'm
get the fuck
gonna
away
run
from this
away.
thing. Yeah.
We need a very big
Casters in the
plunger.
back, melees up front. That's how we're doing
I can't do
What am I,
shit
chopped
until we
liver?
get them on the ground. We
you
need to
both
get it on the
cast-
ground. Does anyone have something to get them on the ground?
like an
On
earth
the
bind.
ground.
I mean, they're
I have
they're
a
flying
rope.
above us now, right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm a
rope.
melee. I'm a melee dude. I can't do shit. I can't do shit.
We do have 3 people down
Yeah.
low, so we
Can we
have
make
some
us
enemies
be a
down
friend?
low.
Just three?
My tentacles
Can we bribe him?
give me a little bit of reach, but not a ton.
Tentacles. I can't.
See,
Yeah,
and,
this
and I'm
is
gonna be
my
cautious about
Bane
this.
form of an
Mira,
SR
when
with tentacles.
one person is like, let's bribe him, and everyone else is like, let's kill him. Normally, the
Just-
bribery gets pretty difficult.
We just
it's-
need a really big plunger.
Just shove it back in.
I think that's the strategy.
All right,
I'll tell you-
sacred.
The tree
What is
is
it? Spiritual
broken.
weapon.
As this
Spiritual
patron
weapon, giant
appears,
plunger.
from as little as you can tell from Avanesar's expression underneath the helm, he looks ready to fight. He just wants the patron to be down in melee range.
Now, how do we
Maybe
move
if you
something the
jump
size of
high
a
enough,
house?
you could jump on it and attack it that way.
Jump
Smart,
on it.
smart.
Jump on it.
All right, and we're back in. So, Brahm, I believe you said you were 30 feet up last session. Is that accurate? Does that sound
I
right?
was wherever the first branch was. That was allowed me to be up in the tree. So I'm going to let you decide where that was. I don't have control.
I'll give you the benefit. Well, no, because there was a couple of 20-foot sphere things that you avoided because you were so high up.
Yeah,
So
so,
we're
it
gonna-
was
we're
minimum
gonna-
20.
All right, so we'll say it was 30 because it's only 1 extra damage anyways. So you're going to take a total of 10 bludgeoning damage as you fall to the
Cool.
ground. Failed your dex save, so you are prone, and your d6 was a 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you are 2 squares away from the center, and you are now prone. All right, so that is the scene. You'll be all right. You're a powerful wizard. Okay, so
Was. I'm almost out of spell slots.
spell slots are a bitch. Mira,
Especially when we don't sleep.
the accursed guard next to you kind of recoils back, seemingly losing focus on you and everybody else around you. And you see the other 2 accursed guard do the same thing. They're kind of looking up in admiration and horror at this entity flying overhead. You hear him shout as he backs up a couple steps and picks his shield up, waving the halberd down to the side to get it ready. We've done it! He's here! Act now! Kill it! And he is going to... He's going to cast a spell. Remember, guys, we had talked about this. We need, if you're going to cast a spell, say with cast a spell, because we have so many counter spellers out there. So I'm going to say they're going to cast a spell. You say you're going to counter or not, and then we go from there. I'm not going to wait for an official I'm not countering kind of a thing. I'm just going to give you a couple seconds to speak up, okay?
After
Cool.
that statement, I don't want to counter any of the spells.
All right, so he's casting a spell. All right, you see him pick the shield up, and that emblem, that crown on his shield glows brightly, and then he vanishes.
Kill it! Boom.
However, you, Phelan, I believe you can still... Can you still see?
Oh, it's an invisibility.
Do you have true sight? No? I thought
I
somebody
have
had...
devil sight.
There it is, devil sight. Okay, so you cannot see. All right, Phelan. You're standing.
Okay.
You're standing there. Give me a second here. You're standing there, and this entity overhead is beating the wings furiously, and you see he picks his arms up and then slams them together. As it slams them together, you see this rift in his chest where the insectoid carapace is kind of split, and within this dark, fleshy organ that's kind of pulsing in a rhythmic fashion, it begins to flare ever so slightly, also casting a spell. Okay, so
Okay.
all around your feet, you begin to see the ground where these red and these yellow grasses are growing and starting to thrive. They kind of clump together and harden and petrify up to around your ankle or your knee as these spikes and thorns sprout out of the ground all around you, covering the field. Second here. All right, so in the vicinity around you,
That does not look like a good AoE.
in the vicinity around you, all these spikes and hard thorns are propping up out of the ground. It is all difficult terrain, and you can tell, looking at it, that if you try to move, it is going to be painful. So, it is now your turn, Valen. What are you doing?
Okay, knowing that this will probably stab the heck out of my foot like a million Legos if I try to move, I'm just going to. You said it's 50 feet above us, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast it, I guess, because now it's another a bigger bad than the other guy. So I want to see. This thing's AC is probably like a million. Oh, that was a 13 plus 8, so 21. Does that hit?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
Like if that doesn't hit, oh
I
god.
was
If
gonna be
it
so
can
mad.
bleed, we can kill it.
All right, so that
You can
is for the
survive 100
first
rounds
hit.
of combat, just whittling it down. Yeah, it'll be great.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna change it to necrotic damage, and it's gonna be 5 necrotic damage for the first hit. The second is a 20, not natural. Does that hit?
It does.
Okay, good. And then that damage is going to be 8 necrotic, and then for the third beam, that's gonna be 23 to hit. So I know that hits,
Mm-hmm.
and that's gonna be another 5 necrotic.
So it's total of 18, right?
Yes, I think so. If that's correct math.
You got it. All right. So summon forth the Eldritch Energy and throw it out towards the air at this massive creature. You can see, even though the wings are beating furiously, it moves almost kind of sluggishly in the air, as though the wings aren't quite powerful enough to make it move quickly and dart around. All 3 blasts hit. The necrotic energy seeps into its skin. You see the insectoid carapace kind of crackle and start to split where you hit at, and that pulsing organ glows ever so slightly with purplish energy.
And because I'm still in my form of dread, I can force it to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
DC 16, I believe.
Is this a magical effect?
I mean,
It's just
if
an
it
ability.
fails, it is frightened of me until the end of my next
Okay.
turn.
You said DC 16?
I think so, yeah.
That's a 21. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
You don't happen to have that invocation that can pull enemies towards you when you Eldritch Blast, huh?
No, I really don't, because I
Damn it.
don't want them closer to me. I want them far away.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Wishful thinking.
And I just want to shout out after that, be like, maybe don't move. This ground is really rough. Okay.
You got it. All right. So that means Fate is up. All right. So that arcane sword she's wielding around, she lifts it high and says, "Stay by me! We will defeat this thing! We have to!" And then radiant energy glows from the ground around you. All around her, there's a 30-foot radius. While in the area around her, each non-hostile creature, all of you, deals an extra 1d4 radiant damage with every weapon attack.
Weapon attack. Okay.
Yep. Got it?
If only I could get melee.
All I'm hearing is we need to get Avanesar like a witch's broom or something so that you can fly and just like slash at things.
Yeah, give me those.
Great.
Give me those flying boots, and I'll just.
Those are mine. You ain't getting them.
All right. That means Avanesar, you are up. What are you doing?
All right, I'm going to look around and incredibly frustrated that I can't do anything to this fucking creature. So I will wrap my tentacles around the head guard in front of me, and I will try to grapple him as I say, "What did you do?" So he needs to make a strength saving throw.
Ooh, not good. Make sure there's nothing else going on here. There is not. It's only a 10.
All right. He takes 8 points of force damage and he's grappled. Look,
got it.
I know they're like sort of being friendly right now, but I can't fight anything, and they're bad guys. So he's grappled.
My new thoughts is they summon this thing to kill it.
We shall see.
Maybe a conversation with the accursed guard might have been better than just running up and attacking.
Also, Avanesar, roll me an intimidation check in combination with that.
Hindsight 2020, that whole thing.
Could you just imagine Braun
I
like
mean,
popping up behind them? What you doing?
Hey guys, what's going on here?
I have advantage on all intimidation.
Rightfully so.
That was
Of course you do.
a natural 6 and a natural 7. So that's only going to be a 14 or an 11.
11.
Yep.
As this energy is force choking him and squeezing him, you see his face turns this like kind of purplish color as he's sputtering to get out the words. It's my business, but she will kill us if we don't kill her first. Now get off of me! At that point, the lesser patron swoops down as you're grappling this entity, and you see that tail.
I hope it just like rips off his head.
The tail whips forward, and that is going to be a lot.
Love that.
That's a 30 to hit.
To hit me?
No, to hit the
thank God.
patron. Not to hit the patron, to hit the guard you have. So
Okay.
hits, and that is going to be. Sorry, getting used to this entity.
But
5, 6, 7,
yeah, forget it.
I think you grappling it gave it
You don't want to
advantage.
ask. You don't want to ask.
But
This
also,
is
I-
about to,
either way,
like, Alien versus
could
Predator
I could
tail
reduce
grab.
That attack. I can reduce that attack, but I'm not going to reduce a 30 so that it doesn't hit.
Yeah.
So
Dude, this thing's gonna get tail grabbed and yeeted.
it's going to do 20 damage as the tail slams into it, and then he rips upward and begins to try and fly higher back up. Give me an athletics check to try and pull this thing away, unless you're going to try and let go of the grapple, Avanesar.
No, I'm going to try to hold on.
Okay.
I really hope that this guy doesn't
Yes.
hit me in half.
I can show you the world.
we're about
So
to see
if-
some guts.
Because I'm my bane form, that is a 30.
You 30? All
A
right.
natural 18 plus 12 athletics.
Beautiful.
Let's go.
All right. So tail slams into its chest. It starts lifting up. It is picking up both of you. You can't pull it away. He can't pull it away. But because of the size difference, you are being lifted up. Are you going up with it?
Yes.
All right.
That's what
So-
he wants.
The tail, as it gets higher up, it curls in front of its face. And you're hanging onto the back, looking over. You see this long neck and this round head with these fangs open up its mouth and begin to speak. You summoned Relania the Fallen. Thank you. But the journey was difficult and tiring. We had to break through his barrier. And I need more energy. He needs to make a charisma saving throw. Rolled a natural 1. So he loses a spell slot. You see this energy kind of flow out from it and into this pulsing organ in its chest, and you see the head kind of rise up and this long tongue lick across its lips. Thank you. And then he whips the tail out and drops both of you. I need a dexterity saving throw, Avanesar.
It's
At
just a flesh wound.
disadvantage. disadvantage because of the mutagen I have.
That's not good.
One was a natural 20, but that is worthless. Luckily, I have a good modifier, so it's a 22 at disadvantage.
22 disadvantage. All right, so you don't fall prone. You take half damage. It's 20 up. So that means you are only going to take 4 bludgeoning damage. The other guy failed. He takes 9 bludgeoning damage. As he falls, you see he tumbles over backwards. His arms and armor sticking out overhead. And as he lands, his head impacts the broken stump. You hear his neck snap and then get contorted at an odd angle, and he is dead. Anything else, Avanesar? Well, that was after the end of your turn.
Yes.
So, Braun,
I will release the grapple.
you release the grapple. All right, you're up, Braun. What are you doing?
The tree that has fallen to like the top left of the map, could that provide ample cover for me?
It's a good 10, 12 feet tall, and both of those big logs are.
Perfect. I'm going to Misty Step over there.
Okay.
Then let's see if I can
Ignore that I hit the wrong button.
Yeah, I'm just going to pop over here. Then from around the corner, I'm just going to throw a firebolt at it.
Okay, you got it. Are you staying prone or are you getting up?
I'm getting up.
Okay.
I'm assuming like part of the teleport was getting up.
That's fun. Just curious. You're good.
Cool. So now that I'm covered from this thing, and I'm just going to like peek around the corner and just like, and just throw a little fire at it.
Go for it.
I'm going to get a plus. What's my pluses here?
Do that, but hold it. I forgot. I apologize to you, Phelan. I forgot to roll concentration checks with his Eldritch Blasts. First one's a success. Second one's a success. Third one's actually a fail. So on your third Eldritch Blast, all those thorns and spikes coming out of the ground kind of shriveled and scattered to dust. I forgot about that. My apologies.
Oh, yeah.
My apologies.
Also, just to clarify, Joey, sorry, when the patron threw us back down, I essentially landed in the same spot that I started.
Yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
Because that stuff would have been gone anyways. That's my mistake for not remembering concentration checks.
Oh, it's gone. Okay.
Yeah, that's my fault. You can retcon your move because I remembered it after you declared what you were doing. If you would like
Okay,
to.
because I Misty Step to avoid that.
Yeah, so you can
So
come.
Can I get that spell slot back? and
Yeah,
just
you
run?
can. Oh yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
Perfect. So I'm gonna get up and just run away and just run behind this wall, throw it. I rolled a 16 plus 9, 25, and then I'm assuming that hits because a 21 hit before, so I rolled to do 20 points of fire damage.
Beautiful. All right,
And that's my turn.
Katori, you're up. What are you doing?
I was muted. Sorry. All right. I will cast polymorph on myself,
On yourself? Okay.
and I'm gonna turn into an eagle again.
Get me up there, dude.
1 second.
That's the plan. You ever rode into a battle with an eagle before?
Yet again, I can show you the world. Shining, shimmering bars.
Before I do it, I'm gonna be like, Avanesar, jump! And I'm gonna like turn into an eagle as I fly and try to swoop underneath him and catch him.
Yeah, you got it.
Tell me-
You retain your personality. You know who your friends are, enemies, all that. But your stats are replaced, right? That's a thing. You remember that, right? Your intelligence is a 4. Keep that in mind. Roll play that however best you can. Okay, you got it. So all of a sudden, this massive eagle bursts out of nowhere. You see the picture kind of recoils curiously, and then this sick-looking grin spreads across his lips as it turns to face the eagle. What else you got, Katori?
So I was running and gonna swoop. The idea was to catch Avanesar and then, have it fly.
Okay, so you can grab him in your talons if he doesn't resist. That's fine.
I won't.
Can I? Yeah, I know. All right, so I got you. And I will fly like over here.
Okay. How high up are you going to be?
I will be. What? He's 50 feet, right?
Right now, he swooped down and came back up 20 feet. He's 20 feet overhead.
He's 20
Off
feet
the
overhead.
ground.
I'll be 20 feet.
Okay.
I'll be
got it.
level with him. So
Okay. You got it. Just moving you a little bit. Okay. Beautiful.
I want to be about 10 feet away.
Is that it, Katori? All right.
Yes.
It's a patron's turn. So he is going to see you fly that direction. You see he gets excited. It's like, oh, this is interesting. He rises up. He is going to climb up to 70 feet, backing up a little bit as he does so. Now, all of you stay put while I deal with your friend. And he is going to cast a spell.
Counterspell.
You're going to counterspell it. Okay.
Counterspell.
He's 70 feet up. Is that within range?
Oh, it might not be. What's 60
it's a
feet is my
60-foot
range.
range,
Yeah. So I can't then.
Okay.
He's 70 feet.
Yeah. Okay. So all around you on the ground, as far as you can see, this red and yellow grass begins to grow vibrantly and nodding up and twisting, and spikes become to sprout off of the leaves and everything. It is up to your waist, your chest, depending on your individual height, and it is excessively thick. What that means for you all is, let's see, 100-foot radius, I'm pretty sure covers the map. For every foot you move, you have to spend 4 feet of movement. So essentially, every square is 20 feet of movement on the ground. So you're now waist high in this sea of red and yellow, vibrant, distorted grass, completely attempting to block your movement. And he is going to... Yeah, he's shifted over a little bit. Okay. The other cursed guard is up. He can't hit from beyond, so he is also going to... He's going to Eldritch Blast as well. He doesn't have anything outside of range. He needs him in range. We need to get it down! I can't hit him! Attack rolls. There's going to be... a 12 misses and an 18 misses? 18 hits. Second blast hits, of course, for crappy damage. That is going to be 7 points of damage. And then he keeps trying to back up, but he can't move far at all because of all the plants.
Concentration?
Mm-mm. Thank you for the reminder, but nope, not concentration. All right, Mira, what are you doing?
The lair action?
Well, I'm pretty stuck and I have like no spell slots. So I'm just going to cast a message and say, I helped you get out. Please don't hurt us.
Give me a persuasion check.
Natural 20, so we love that. Plus 4, so 24.
Okay. Are you allowing him to respond?
Yeah.
I thought I tasted you. I'll leave you alone. Or maybe for last. It depends on how much energy I get from the rest of them. Anything else, Anna? I'm sorry, Mira.
Nope, that's it.
Oh, no, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna expel one of my sorcery points and double the range of my sleep spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna try sleep it.
Okay.
Okay, he needs a nap. It seems kind of sleepy. Let's go. Okay, sleepy range, all the way over there. Let's see how many. roll 5d8. Total is how many hit points of a creature the spell can affect.
So basically, if its HP is over the 60, the spell has no effect. So if you think it has 100 HP or more,
which it probably is, I'm gonna assume. But you know what? I tried.
Yep.
Well, that was my sleepies. I
What
will
was,
use
what
my
was the total?
60. So if it has more than 60 hit points, then it's not a
it starts
sleep.
with the creature that has the highest hit points and tries to deduct from there.
Un momento, por favor.
Okay, I'm waiting for Joey now. I'm gonna say while I'm waiting, I'm just gonna. Oh, is my weapon also affected by the movement?
Okay, so let's make sure that we're all reading this right. Creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range are affected in ascending order of their current hit points.
It's the weakest to the strongest.
Right.
Oh.
How many hit points do you have, Brom?
Isn't it 70 feet up?
It is. You casting it up in the air? That's a good point. I'm
Yeah, I am
assuming
casting
you're
it up in the
So
air.
Brom would be good. All right. So, but
Yeah,
yes,
because I have 60.
that's why I was curious. I was like, hold on, let's get this right. I'll make sure. But you're casting it. That makes perfect sense. Thank you for that, Katori. All right. So yeah, unfortunately, it does not have any effect.
Well, is my
GG, good attempt.
Yeah.
is my spiritual weapon also affected by the movement thing?
Does your
I
spiritual
assume
weapon? I don't think so.
not.
It's floating.
I move it on.
floating.
Yeah, because I move it on my bonus action. I also can't control my spiritual weapon.
That's an interesting question, but I'm going to say no. Yeah, just where do you want it?
I was gonna move it 20 feet closer to the thing or Moboober.
Sure.
Yep. And then that's my turn. I did a thing. Salute.
All right. Round 2. From beneath you, Avanesar, you hear, coming out of nowhere that you can see, "Get lower! Grab me! We can jump on it!" You're looking around aimlessly.
With seemingly no source?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the invisible fucking guard! Right.
He is going to ready an action, and let's see, back up the top. So he's got that.
Also, sorry, just a quick question,
Mhm.
Joey. Fate's spell that gives us the D4, is that to anyone who was in that range
Anyone
when
who
she cast it?
stays in 30 feet.
Copy.
Yep. And as you hear this and you're looking around, you see this strange ethereal mist begin to cover the area around you. Patron's casting another spell.
And they're still 70 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, great.
Nothing to be done.
Put it right there. All right. So this thick, heavily obscuring fog begins to collect around the grass. So now you can't move. And if you're inside of that sphere, you also can't see anything. Up to, well, 15 to 20 feet off the ground as well. All right, Phelan, you're up.
Is it just magical? Like, can I see with Devil Sight, or is it something that has to be True Sight?
I'm pretty sure Devil Sight will... I need to look up Devil Sight.
If it's magical darkness, you should.
It's
be
not
able to
darkness,
see.
it's fog.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure, because I get like dark vision.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
Devil
not sure
Sight
if
works, but I'm checking for you.
In the meantime,
Yep.
I want to reach out to Mira, just 5 feet away from me, and grab her by the hand and cast Death Ward.
Okay,
That's sweet.
you
And
got
say,
it.
I don't want to see anything happen to you. And then I want to Misty Step away.
Okay. Where are you going?
I just want to go. I wanted to go like here. Right there. So I'm gonna just 5, 10, like here. Actually, maybe like here.
Okay. So you bamf out of the fog. You can now see everything. Yeah, your Devil Sight does not. It's just a darkness thing. So everybody else in there is effectively blinded. But you do all that without a problem. You can now see this thing hovering overhead. You can kind of barely see the tops of Katori's wings flapping on the other side of the fog cloud in the middle. What else you got? Anything else?
No, but for Death Ward, the first time that Mira would drop to 0 hit points, she drops to 1 HP instead.
Okay.
Thank you,
Just so
buddy.
you know.
All right. Fate's scrambling, can't see anything. She can't do shit. She is going to run out nearest way she could see. She sees the entity overhead. She is going to summon some arcane energy, and she's also going to Eldritch Blast this bitch. And that's going to be 2 hits. 11. 19 points of damage. Eldritch Blast. All right. So you hear and see, well, those of you who would be able to see Fate run out the backside of this fog cloud, looking around. She whips the sword around, 2 beams of energy come off and slam into this creature. And then Katori, you would see this. Avanesar, maybe. You're right on the edge of the cloud. She kind of stops and then slowly turns around. They're coming! And all of you can hear the stampeding feet of the Thistle Fury horde, maybe an 1/8 of a mile away. Avanesar,
It's a CPK, y'all.
You're up. What are you doing?
All right. I am going to look at the invisible voice below me and the eagle with talons ripping into my shoulder blades, and I'll say, I can't control this thing. If you can hear me, get lower. And I will, I don't even know if it's holding an action, but, whenever Eagle Katori lowers, as soon as I feel something grab my leg, I'll, like, hit Eagle Katori to motion him back upward. I guess
Okay.
it constitutes as holding an action, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know what? You can say you're ready to do that. That's not going to be holding an action. You can still hold an action, so if Katori gets you within range, you can attack. That's fine.
Okay. I will say, here's my held action.
Okay.
As soon as I'm within 10 feet of the patron, I will jump.
Okay. You're going to jump and try to climb on top?
Yeah.
Like a badass.
Because with
no less.
standard long jump rules with no run up, I can move half of my strength, which would be 12 feet.
Yeah, this would basically be like heaving off of the foot and just trying to slam the sword in. You got it.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful.
my turn.
All right, Braum, you're up.
Damn it, I had exactly what I was going to do, but then I just thought of something else.
That's how that happens.
All right. They're doing that. I'm going to throw another fireball. I'm just not going to worry about this.
Okay.
Well, that's a 6. Plus 9 is a 15.
To hit?
Yep.
Sorry.
Cool, that's my turn. Next.
All right, Katori, you're up.
All right, so I'm beating, and I'm gonna like hear them talking. Right, I can understand what they're saying. So I'll be like, "Caw!" and I'm gonna drop down. So I don't get any of my feats, or I say feats, any of my traits, right?
Tabaxi stuff?
Yeah.
You're not in polymorph. I don't believe so.
I just wanted to make sure. All right. So I want to. Would you say I could pick him up if I drop 10 feet, since I'm holding him underneath me?
I would say it would take you 10 feet of movement to allow a link up. Yes.
Yeah. So I would go 10 feet down.
Okay.
And then I would skyrocket and assist. And basically, he didn't tell me he was gonna leap on it. Damn.
But you're gonna slingshot me anyway.
I was gonna slingshot you, and just like poof, and
Rule of
throw
cool. Go
you
for it.
at him.
You can see me like preparing to like swinging.
All right. How close can you get with your movement, or how close are you willing to get?
With my movement, I have 80 feet of movement. So if I go 10 down, I can go 70 up.
You can, and that would put you 5, 10, roughly 15 feet away.
Yeah.
So you would be helping. We'll let you use your strength, or you can help them make their strength to try and surge over there.
Would that take my action?
Yeah.
To do that?
Yeah. Or I'll let you give them advantage because you got the momentum. That's fine.
Okay.
But then it's their strength checks.
Well, I don't have that great of a strength as an eagle, so.
Sure.
So we'll do that. I'll give them advantage and let them do their thing, and I want to take the dodge action.
Okay.
When I'm up there.
So you lower down, all of a sudden you feel a lot of weight. I saw your legs almost get pulled out of socket, especially as Katori then shoots up in the air directly at this thing and then kind of rolls backward, giving you extra momentum for your strength check. He rolled a 21, so he is going to make it. What did you roll?
Is this a strength check?
Well, athletics check's fine.
Okay, I am gonna add the bardic inspiration that I have.
Ooh.
So what die is it? A D10 or a D8?
Yes.
D10.
10.
Oh, thank God, there was an 8 on a D10. So that is a 25.
Okay, that's enough. So you both go flying through the air and you land on this thing. It instantly reacts because you're now trying to grapple it or attack it, whatever you like to do. So now the accursed guard had an attack action ready. He has advantage because he's invisible. Still rolled like shit. 2 natural ones. Make an athletics check to attempt to grab on. You give me an athletics check to try and grab on as well. That is going to be
I have a good modifier right now because that was a natural 4. But that brings me to a 16.
Okay. Now he is going to make a strength check to try and knock you off. This is all happening at the same time. He rolled a 21. That's for both of you. So, on your way down, I will let you get an attack in to get something out of it because that was badass. The guard missed his attacks, so it doesn't matter for him.
Okay, one attack, not one action.
Yeah, just get an attack in.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
So you like tumble up through the air, slam onto him. You're trying to grab purchase. That tail comes around and smacks both of you away, and you lash out. Reaction. Call an opportunity attack.
It's a 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
All right. So that is 16 points of acid
Nice.
plus 6 points of lightning, and
Nice.
I will wound him once.
Okay. Brings that. He's a concentration check. The total of that was 22, right?
That sounds right.
He succeeds on his concentration check, and he is wounded.
Yes, which does nothing until the start of his turn.
You got it.
Is he falling yet?
They are both falling, tumbling off either side of this thing now, yes. All the dice rolls.
Okay.
You would be like, here. 70 feet up.
Right. Am I close enough to burn my reaction to catch? The other one's invisible. I can't see him. Or I guess he would be He would be visible now because he attacked, right? Or I don't know how if it's
Since
true
this is all
invisibility or
happening
not.
on your turn, if you want to use your action to dash and try to catch him, that's fine. But then you're not going to be able to use the dodge action.
Okay, so if that happened, then yeah, I would dash and try.
You're
to
going to
catch
dash and try and catch him. All right, so you swoop down underneath. and you catch him about 20 feet off the deck. And you land on Katori, and he grabs you, and you swoop off a little bit for a little bit more safety. And the other guy slams on the ground. I rolled 2 instead of 1. He failed his deck save. That was 70 feet in the air. Oh, God. 1 second.
Another one
D6s.
bites the dust.
Oh, Jesus.
7, 11,
What is that? That's 76,
15.
right? Is that what that's?
Yep. It's really not that bad, all things considered. Takes
Ouchie.
25 points of bludgeoning damage.
Still 25 points I don't want.
It is. All right, and then he fell prone. Let me double check something real quick. And then we are going to be up to the patron, of course. So many things happening right now. He needs a concentration check for that, which he fails, so he is now visible as well. All right, patron's up. He swoops backward, a little further away.
Sorry. It won't matter. Just kidding.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Okay.
but it is his turn. So he takes 3 points of necrotic damage and has to make a con save.
Okay, 3 points of necrotic damage.
Is he
And-
concentrating on the fog, by the way?
He is.
Okay.
That's a 21 con save.
Okay, so he saves.
Okay.
So he's no
And-
longer wounded.
Okay, but there's a separate one for concentration. Might get lucky.
Correct.
He rolled 14 plus a lot, so yeah, he's good. All right. He is going to swoop over. He kind of climbs up and back and then dives bomb down towards you, Katori. You want to fly? Let's fly. He is going to lash out at you with his claw and his tail. The first one is a 32 to hit. Katori.
Surprisingly, it doesn't, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, 31 and 33 would have, but 32 is a miss.
Yeah, it's even. Even numbers don't hit this eagle.
So it's going to be 28
Don't you drop
slashing damage, Katori, for the claw.
Yeah, so we're falling.
You're no longer polymorphed.
Nope.
Okay. So then y'all are falling. Y'all are 20 feet up. He is going to. These attacks are happening at the same time. So tail attack is going to be a 27 to hit, Katori.
Yeah, that hits.
And that's going to be another.
I'm gonna blood curse of the eyeless.
Okay. So it's disadvantage, right?
No,
no?
I just
Oh, okay.
subtracted 1 from this
Okay.
attack roll. What a waste.
What an
it's-
attempt.
It was a great
Huh?
attempt. It still eclipsed me by 9.
Okay. So
Yeah, so no matter what, that was
lashes out
was
with
sunk.
the claw, rakes down your back, rips feather and skin off of you. Your spell fails. You turn back into Katori. Avanesar starts falling off your back and tumbling, and all of a sudden, the tail comes and sticks in your rib, and he brings you up in front of his face. I need you to give me a charisma saving throw, and you also take 30 piercing damage.
Oh, you're about to get face hugged.
So, Joey, are you a fan of Ridley Scott, or is this just something that just happened to be in the book? Or maybe
That's a 25 for the save, by the way.
this is
Okay.
acid blood.
So he doesn't pull any spell slots, but as he brings you up close to his face, the tongue comes across his lips. The scourge of Ildian will have what I seek. All right.
Not today, Satan.
The Cursor Guard runs out by fate. Can't see past the fog cloud, looks over, and you see his halberd crackles with lightning energy, and he plants a shield in front of him. He's facing the Thistle Fury onslaught that's going to be here in maybe 15 seconds or so. Mira, you're up. What are you doing?
Great. I'm gonna run out of this freaking thing because I'm not dealing with that shit anymore. And I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast this guy.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Well, that was no good. That was a 14, and that one was a 10, and that one was a 5. So we're doing great. We're just gonna cry over in the corner, and that's the whole thing.
Okay, you got it. You rush out back to back with Phelan. You try to focus and concentrate on this thing, but what it said was still eating in your mind. You couldn't quite nail it as it's holding Katori up on its tail. Also, Avanesar, I forgot you were falling. That was 20 feet. I need a dex save to avoid prone. And half damage.
Disadvantage, that's gonna be a 19.
Okay, so you do not fall prone and you take 5 bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
Easy.
All right, Mira, you're good?
Ugh.
Okay. Oh no, you're up.
Okay, so getting out of here, that's 20 feet of movement, right?
No, actually, yes, I completely forgot about that. 100%.
Okay,
I forgot about that.
That's 20. I'm gonna be... I'll do my other 20 this way. I want to use my bonus action to move my spiritual weapon 20 feet closer to where I am. And then, can I hold my action to cast Hypnotic Patterns when the Thistle Furies are within 100 feet?
Yeah.
So,
I
just
would like
'cause you
to
said
do...
there are 15 seconds normally normally each round is 6, so you would have next round to also prep that.
Yeah.
Well,
Just as a thought.
I can't do much else right now. Like, I can't reach it, and we're not fighting the other guys right now, so that's the best I can do at the moment, so I'm just gonna hold it.
Okay. All right. You got it. Yeah, so I forgot the movement thing that you remembered. So everybody remember this entire area is each square is 20 feet. 'Cause that completely slipped my mind. Not retconning anything because I screwed that up going forward.
Wait, I
need to do a
thought
better job.
the spikes went away. Am I
They
making that
did,
up?
but the grass is what's making it thick.
Copy.
Yep. All right, so Cursor Guard is going to stand up, and he has no movement left now. Katori, I need you to give me a Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, that's a 5.
Okay. So you hear in your mind and you feel compelled. Kill him. Lash at him. You're close enough. Phelan, you're up. What are you doing? Oh, and you were charmed.
Okay. It is far away from me still. Can I see it over the... Is it like up high enough where I can
Yeah,
see
you
it
can
over
see
the
it.
fog? Okay.
It's 70 feet
I want
up.
Eldritch Blast it again.
Go for it.
Oh wait, yeah, sorry. Did it flew higher after it attacked Katori and me?
No, it's not. It's at 20 feet up. You're right. You can still
So it's
see it,
only 20
Phelan.
feet.
Yeah.
I can still see
So
it.
it's,
Okay.
so it's 90 feet up right now?
It's 20 feet up.
It's 20 feet. 20 feet.
Okay,
Okay.
that was
2-0.
a nat 20 on the first one for a 28.
Nice.
So that's 1d10. So it's max, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 13 for the first one of necrotic damage.
Okay. Let me do con
The
save
next
individually.
one- Yes,
Max?
con save. And
Yeah,
then
so
the next...
critical hit is max dice, and then you roll the critical dice.
That's homebrew, baby.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And then the next one is a 22 to hit.
Okay.
And my third one was another nat 20.
Nice. Okay.
So that's d10 full is 10 plus 3, which is 13.
Okay.
And then that's it, right?
That was 2 damages, right? I only remember 2 damages. I got the first crit.
So the first crit was 13, because that's the d10 plus 3.
Yep.
The last one was another crit, d10 plus 3, another 13. And
Wait,
then
wait,
the middle
hold on.
one...
Rewind.
Are you
So,
rolling the extra
Yeah,
damage?
you need to
for
roll the
crits?
extra damage die.
Oh, yeah, the extra d10. I forgot
Yeah.
to do that on the first one.
When you said the second crit was 13, I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you just rolled really low on the first
No,
crit.
I didn't. I didn't roll for the first one. Okay, so the first one is full D10 plus another 10 plus 3.
Yes.
So 23 necrotic damage because I rolled a D10 on the
Nice.
other one.
Beautiful. Okay.
Then
Quick
the
math.
second crit is 15 total because I just rolled a 2.
Okay.
And then the damage for the middle one is 4.
Well, look, that was a really good round.
4 necrotic. All of it is necrotic.
That's badass. All right. Is that it?
That's it. Oh wait, it has to do the frighten the wisdom save for my form of dread, which expires in I think 2 more rounds.
That's a total of 18.
Okay, fine. It's not scared of me.
It saves? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and I need to roll the last concentration check. 17. Yep. Okay, so that fog cloud is staying up. Remember, the grass is not concentration. The fog cloud is. And he is going to get slammed in the side by these. You see it tears through a wing. A chunk of his tail, the spines on it, comes flying off. He looks at you, and you see his eyes flash red. He drops Katori. Katori, dexterity saving throw. And he is going to take the tail kind of spins around in a massive arc, and this bolt of eldritch energy comes flying off in your direction. Phelan.
As it drops me, can I take an opportunity attack?
Yeah, only because I gave Avanesar one. Because I'm trying to be nice. Because that awesome thing didn't pan out. That's going to be a dirty 20 to hit you, Phelan.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Hold on, I need more d6s. 2, 3.
Love when your DM says that.
I don't.
By the way, that's a nat 20 from me.
Okay,
Nice.
good.
Cat-like
Got that.
reflexes.
Hold on, Katori. That is going to be 18 acid damage to you, Phelan. All right, let's resolve your opportunity attack as
Can I
you're
do-
lashing out.
Can you do my
Katori.
reaction?
Yeah, hold on. Let's go back to Katori. Go back to you. Whole lot of stuff happening.
Okay.
So what's your damage, Katori, on your attack?
Damage is 6 plus. That's 9 plus 6, so that's 15.
Okay, you got that.
And then you
Math
need
that
a deck save from me, right?
I need a dex save from you to avoid falling prone. You're falling 20 feet.
I got 29.
All right, so you're half damage, don't fall prone, but that is going to be 4 bludgeoning damage as you impact the ground. Now your reaction, Phelan.
Okay, I'm gonna use my Rod of Retribution, one of the charges, and force it to make a DC 13 dex save, which is probably gonna make, but
Okay, that was the concentration check from Katori's attack. So dex save DC 13. No, yeah, that's 22.
22. Okay, it still takes half damage, so let me
Okay.
roll that real quick.
All
So
the
that
dice.
It's 15, so that would be half to, what, 6 or 7?
That would be half to
7?
7. Yep,
To 7, so 7 lightning damage.
you got it. And concentration check for that. 17. All right. I think we're good now. That was his legendary action. Everything's good. Going to fate. You hear her shout out next to the cursed guard next to her. Defend this spot with your life! Avanesar, you're up.
That's all she does? What a fucking waste. Alright. I
Melee on the ground, buddy.
I'm going to do something weird. We're getting weird. So I have landed on the ground in a cool superhero landing, and I look up at the patron above me. And I want to be careful how I word this. I want to use maximum effort
Okay.
because I see this monster above me, and everything in my soul wants to get nearer to it. So I would like to and jump into the air and use my tentacles to grab onto it and pull myself the rest of the way up.
Okay. Maximum effort, and that's badass. So give me an athletics check, and as long as you don't roll a 1, you're good. And it'll be
Why
an
would
auto,
you jinx
auto
me like
grapple
that,
for
dude?
effect.
It's happened before.
Auto grapple for effect. Look, sometimes the
That
dice
was
just don't
literally a
agree.
2.
Oh no!
All right.
Which makes it a 14.
So you leap up, you grab on his legs are kind of lower beneath his body as it was lashing out with his tail, the Eldritch Blast exchange with Phelan. You grab onto his legs with your tentacles and rip yourself up. You fly through and you kind of swip around on his back like Legolas. You're up there now. Automatic
Braun
grapple.
from the ground, yell, "Go for the wing!"
There you go.
Do I still have an action?
Yeah, because that was maximum effort and that was cool.
Okay. So, I am going to go for the wing. I will go for the right wing, and I will make one strike with my great sword.
Okay.
That is a 28 to hit.
That's a hit.
So that is, I can re-roll that. That was a waste. That is 14 points of acid plus 7 points of lightning.
So 21 total, right?
21 total.
Acid and lightning. Okay, you got it.
And I'll wound him once more. And then I will strike again at the same wing.
You got it.
That's a 23.
That's a hit.
Do you want the damage separately, or should I just give you the total?
You can give me the total. He has nothing particular to acid or lightning.
Cool. 15 points of damage on the second strike.
Well, you needed 30. So, you leap up the top, take your massive sword and slam down into the base. It kind of severs a bit and it's still fluttering, but now it's all off kilter. You start kind of darting around and tumbling in the air. You hold on until you level out, and the last second, slam through vertically. The wing slam into the ground. He is going to fall. Katori, give me a dexterity saving throw to avoid. It falls with Avanesar on top. It's going to take 6 bludgeoning damage. There's no way to prevent that. Avanesar, you're going to tumble.
29.
Okay, so you're good. You dodge out of the way. You're not getting hit. Avanesar, give me a dex save throw because you're tumbling off this thing, slamming into the ground, and it no longer has a fly
Disadvantage,
speed.
natural 1.
Natural 1. All right, so you are going to take 6 bludgeoning damage, and you fall prone next to it.
Is its cloud gone? Can I see?
1 second. I need to get there. I promise, guys. I'm going as fast as I can. All right. First con save.
So, sorry. So is it? It's still up, right?
It scrambles back on its feet.
Okay.
It succeeded on the dex save. Well, no, I said it didn't. It's going to be prone for a second here. The first con save is a 21, which is good. Second con save is a 16. So it's still concentrating, but that doesn't really make sense. It's kind of stupid after all that. So I'm going to say no, it's not concentrating. And it is prone. Fog cloud does go away. There's no way it should have gone through all that narrative shit and have fog cloud still be up and concentrating. Okay, so it's prone. Fog cloud dissipates. Avanesar's prone. Katori, you dodge out of the way in the snow. Everybody, remind me as well. Grass, thick. Each square is still 20 feet. That's not concentration. Is that it, Avanesar?
That is it. I assume I used all my movement for that cool ass move.
Yeah, you used basically everything. That was just a badass move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. I will use my last few seconds to just turn my head towards this patron and say, Relania, another name on my list. That's my turn.
You got it. Brahm, what are you doing?
Braum just turns to everybody, flies up into the air, lands on top of the log. She goes, lock it down! And I'm going to cast Wall of Fire and create a 20-foot diameter ring around it and just drop fire right on top of it.
Nice.
So we're going to cast that. I don't know how to draw it. Yeah, can we change the stream view so that it shifts up a little bit?
Yep, 100%. Thank you. That's
so I don't know how to draw a 20-foot ring around it in here.
Does it let you place a measured template or no?
Let's see. I just want to roll the damage myself.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Don't worry about that. You can ignore the dice rolls in there. Oh, it did it in that? Okay.
Yeah, it tries to do it like that.
I'll fix it.
Cool. So then now it has to make a DC 17 dexterity check, but it is completely encompassed, so I don't know if that would probably just, advantage, but whatever. Yeah. Beautiful. And I'm going to be spell sculpting it around my friends so that they don't take any damage.
You got it. So is it 20-foot radius or diameter?
It is a 20-foot diameter.
Okay.
So it goes perfectly around the guy.
Yep. Beautiful.
It is 1 foot thick, 20 feet high. Yeah. And it takes 5d8.
You got it.
Got 3, 10, 17. That's 10, 17, 20 points of fire damage.
All right. Double check. Is prone auto fail dex save or disadvantage on dex saves? I'm trying to remember.
Disadvantage.
I think it's dis, because you could still sort of roll out of the way.
Yeah.
It's really bad dex anyways. It's a natural one. You're perfect. Okay.
Well,
beautiful.
thank you.
You're welcome. So starts squealing and scattering around. All that massive grass is ripping as you see its back arced, trying to escape from this fire that it's too big to escape from. All right, what else you got, Brom?
I'm going to kind of try to duck myself down on the other side of the log. Can I look to see how far off the Thistle Furies are?
Yeah, so there'd be about 15 seconds. So I was really thinking 3 rounds. So you got 2 rounds left, which means based on their speed, they're about 160-ish feet away.
Cool. All right. And I just lock it down and lay into it.
Awesome.
That's my turn.
All right. Let's see. You see, it picks its heads up. No, I can't do that one. That one's too strong. It is can Eldritch Blast you though, so it's going to do that. Brom, you're getting an Eldritch Blast come off its tail at you. There's going to be a.
So I did try to duck down to get cover behind the log still.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good. That would be full cover. It's not going to target you. That means it's going to target the Accursed Guard next to him. No, fuck that. He's targeting Avanesar next to him. That's a tail strike. That's not an Eldritch Blast because you're prone. Hey, you're prone, bud. Sorry. It's not a natural 20 though. You're good. So that's going to be this is going to be a 30 to hit.
I mean, yeah.
And that is going to be weak damage. 16 piercing damage as it slams into your thigh, but the fire starts to burn it, so it recoils its tail back real quickly. All right.
I will also say, Joey, it's not our rules, but Elias Prime X did gift 5 subs, and people are wondering if we can get a Patronic inspiration for it.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. It's 5. It's 25 total. I don't know. Somebody looking at the banner, do the math, see how many Patronic inspirations they can get out of that. Katori, you're up. What are you doing?
So I am charmed, right? What are my charms do? Well,
he did say basically to attack it. He wants you to attack it, to lash out at it because you were face to face. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just compelled to keep attacking.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, it's exactly a group inspire, by the way.
Oh, we'll just fucking do that then. That means I have Disinspiration. And that is going to be Mira who can call me out on it. At any point in time, doesn't even have to be your turn, Mira. Whenever you want me to roll bad, you call it out, okay?
Or try.
Beautiful.
All right, so my turn. I will lash out with the right on time rapier then.
Okay.
That's going to be a 25 to hit for 9 damage.
You got it.
And then I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, it's prone, so these are with advantage. Well, you already have advantage. Yep. Disregard. Sorry.
That second one is a 17 to hit.
Does not hit. Barely miss.
If
Glances
he's
off.
prone, the hits are auto crits.
That's unconscious.
Ah, okay. All right, so I only hit him once.
Yep.
And I want to move around him.
20 feet of movement. Per
Yeah,
square.
because I'm outside that ring, am I not?
Yeah,
Wasn't
but
it centered on
The
everyone?
ring won't affect you guys.
yeah, the fire is. You don't have to worry about the fire. Okay.
No,
But
that's what I'm saying.
Each square is 20 feet of movement because of the grass.
The entirety of this map.
The entire map.
It's a 100-foot radius, so
Oh.
it's like 20 squares.
Oh.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
that's like a layer action or something like that.
It's
for this
basically
thing.
the entire map.
So one square is 20 feet.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna move here because I'm gonna burn my cat-like reflexes.
So it's 60 feet. Yes,
Yeah.
we're tracking. Okay, beautiful.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I can go 80. So
Okay. Without burning your
Start
dash,
of his
right?
turn, he takes
that's without burning dash.
Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure we're on the same page. Go ahead.
start of the patron's turn. He takes 3 points of necrotic damage and has to make a con save.
Con save is 17.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay. Oh man, you took away his fly. Done
Is
like that.
he also affected by? He probably wouldn't be affected by his own movement speed reduction. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm thinking out loud here. I'm trying to plan.
He is going to crawl 2 squares forward. He is still going to partially be in that ring at the end of his turn because he's not going to dash. He is going to see you, Brahm, because he was trying to see you. His line of sight on you as well. I need a dexterity saving throw.
From me.
Yep.
All right. Is he? Let's see. So dex save maybe +3. That'd be a 17.
Okay, and that is a DC. Oh, I lost his DC real quick. Sorry.
I would also like
That's
to.
an 18. What's up, Katori?
I would also like to hit him again with my reaction.
You can. Opportunity
can.
attack? Yeah, you absolutely can.
Yep.
Let's resolve this. A lot of moving pieces here. All right. So, as he sees you, you see this massive red and yellow vine shoot out of the ground and lash out towards you. It was a DC. It was a 18 to avoid. You said you rolled a 17?
Yeah. Is it an area attack or does it target specifically me?
Targets you.
Okay.
You doing something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what is that called? It's a feature that I
Mhm.
have that if it specifically targets me, I can redirect it back at him.
Okay. Now, it's
Spell
not an
turning?
attack roll. Does it require an attack roll?
No, this is a
Okay.
spell. So attack rolls I can cause disadvantage, but for spells, I can take that energy and redirect it back at them.
Okay.
So whatever it's trying to do to me, I'm going to flick my hands in the air and like break a line of the weave, and it's going to redirect it right back at him.
Okay, so what was happening is this vine shoot up and it goes to lash out at you. You see it coming. You twist it around. It instead flips back around and lashes on its arm. You see it slams its arm to the ground right next to it. It howls out in anger. That was his bonus action. So
Yeah, baby.
are you 10 feet away? You are. So his arm is lashed on the ground. It's going to whip its tail around and lash out at you. It can see you, but you're partially covered there. I'm going to give you half cover. Does that sound fair?
But
I mean-
before it attacks, Katori and I get opportunity attacks. Right?
You are still within range, I believe. No, you're not.
Oh,
yeah,
am I?
you both get opportunity attacks. Yes.
Awesome. Disadvantage because I'm still prone.
Correct.
That's awesome. That's a 25 disadvantage.
Yeah, it's a hit.
I missed, by the way. So
Okay.
Uh, 20 points of damage total, and he's wounded again.
Beautiful. All right, you have to remember how many times he's wounded. All right.
Yeah, I know. I'm keeping track.
So as the greatsword rips across him and he's crawling forward, the tail is whipping around at Brom. You all also see he is really fucked up. Like his insect carapace is screwed up in all sorts of different directions. All right.
And as he's whipping his attack towards me, I'm going to make it a disadvantage.
Beautiful. Well, that was a 4 and a 9. So a 4 plus 15 is a 19 to hit.
How much do I get for half cover?
That adds +2 because 3/4 is +5.
Okay, very important question. Wait, so it adds 5?
No, 3/4 cover is +5. Half cover is
Okay.
+2. So
Cool.
you add +2 to your AC.
I don't think I had time to cast mage armor, right? I don't feel like I did in the last game.
I thought
that's
you
still
did.
Regretting that you couldn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're very right.
Okay.
So yeah, it still hits.
Okay. So that is going to be 3d8. Not
This is
bad.
gonna hurt.
26 piercing damage.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And you are impaled, and we can't pull you because you used the bonus action for the spell that you redirected. Okay. But you are currently impaled on his tail right now.
26. Oh, that hurts.
All right. You see.
So I have to make a concentration for the wall of fire.
Oh, that's concentration.
So
Good to know.
Yeah. So that would be a 13 or higher.
13 or higher. Yep.
And because I'm a warcaster.
Advantage.
Yeah, baby. Okay, I'm good. Solid.
Beautiful. Now he should take fire damage because it's the end of his turn, right?
Yeah, so that's 4. I rolled really well on this, by the way.
Good.
I rolled 2 12s, and then this last one was an 8. So it'd be 24. That'd be 32 points of fire damage.
Damn. All right. So you see, as his tail's like slammed in your gut, you see the fires licking at his wings, and they begin to kind of like, well, the one that's still on there, it begins to kind of bubble and boil, and then kind of turn into cinders on the end, like it's peeling back, and his shell on his legs and everything is beginning to blacken and char as his fire is slowly eating its way up his body. He's not doing great. He is not doing great at all. Okay. I think we've resolved all of that. Moving down to the accursed guard that Fate yelled at, you see this look. Ona, you're right next to him. You see this look come to his eyes. They kind of glaze over and become this bright golden color, and he charges headlong into the Thistle Furies with rage for all 2 squares he can move because of the grass. Mira, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna try to Eldritch Blast him because I can do pretty much nothing else right now.
Go for it.
I'm gonna have to go to Eldritch Blasting him. That was a 16.
That's a miss.
Oh, that was a natural 20, so 29.
There you go.
That. And the other one was a 25. So we'll take it. Okay, so 18 for the first one because it's a crit, and then the second one is 8 points of
18.
force damage.
18 and 8.
And then 8. Yeah.
God damn. All right. So tail out at Braum. It's beginning to burn from the back. You see this side wide open to you. Arcane energy slams into its ribcage section, and massive pieces of shell fly off. And you see these purplish organs kind of moving and vibrating inside its torso. All right, that's it for Mira. Ona, you're up.
First off, gross. Second, so Thistle Furies are still so far away. The guy was charging
Very painstakingly, slowly charging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get to the edge of the grass.
I'm gonna try to hold person him.
Hold the guard.
Yep.
Okay.
If I can get my thingy to do the thingy, please let me. Okay, there we go. The menu kept closing, and I was like, bye. Okay. DC 17 Wisdom save, please.
Yep, that's a 13.
Cool. So he is paralyzed. He can make another wisdom save at the end of each of his turns.
Okay.
And I'm going to move my spiritual weapon 20 more feet.
Now, last time you said you were bringing it 20 feet to you.
Yeah, to me, yeah.
You're still moving it 20 feet to you?
Yeah, it's going to help me against the Thistle Furies.
Okay, you got it.
And then that's my turn.
All right. Top of the round, the patron. You see his halberd crackle with lightning, and he's going to take 2 strikes at this entity, a natural 1, and then a 23 to hit. Where's the halberd? There it is. That is going to be 11 slashing damage, and as he tears into the back of this thing and rips off more chunks of it, this lightning energy from his halberd kind of forms this massive lightning arcing cage around it. Finish it! Phelan, you're up.
I'll just blast it again.
Okay. Warlocks.
Warlocks, yay! Oh, that's 17 plus 8, 20. That's like a 24?
You're
I
good.
assume that hits.
You're good.
Oh, okay.
Finish it.
Okay, well, that was 6. That was 9 damage. And then it is.
Oh, don't worry about the damage. It's done.
Oh, it's done?
Yeah, finish it.
Okay, I want to shoot it. I want to aim for the thing in its chest that was like, it's kind of like a heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I want my Eldritch Blast to connect with it and essentially implode the patron. So I want it to like explode, essentially. I want it to go through and then explode.
Okay. So as it's thrashing about, it kind of gets stuck momentarily from this lightning energy and the halberd attack. As it's opened up like that, you see that organ in the center. You focus your energy, slam out with the help of Alt-Un. You slam into it, and you see it kind of get absorbed for a second, as you expected. And then it kind of glows and grows and grows, and then rapidly collapses in on itself, and the entire thing shrinks down before bursting open. Insect shell, limbs, muscles, you name it, begins flying all over the place. And as it slowly settles down and drifts around you to the ground, the grass begins to slowly start to wither and die around you. And Ona, the Thistle Furies, rapidly grind to a halt, like full stride, grind to a halt, and then begin to slowly petrify.
I'm so glad I held that guard in place.
Okay.
I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing that we just did, but we did it. Holy fuck.
That was awesome.
I think survival does supersede reason, but this was... Okay.
Okay.
Ow! And I just clutched the bleeding side where the tail went through.
You see Fate is over there, and she walks up to the guard that Ona has paralyzed. Are you going to drop it, or are you going to keep him paralyzed, Ona?
He's sitting there.
Okay. She looks at him, looks at you, and then begins walking over towards you. The other guard near the patron's body walks up and tries, like where it was centered at, with a fire roaring behind him. I'm assuming you still have going wrong because of the heat of the battle still going.
Yep.
The fire behind him, and he's looking where he was centered at, and he seems to be kind of like digging through the snow and the withered, dried out grass that's beginning to flatten out around it.
I want to walk up to the patron's body, and I want to make sure that this guy ain't touching shit.
Okay, you're trying to see what he's doing?
Yeah, I'm going to say, back off. You are not allowed anywhere near this body.
I'll be the muscle behind Brom.
You are not charmed any longer, Katori. Brom, are you trying to persuade or intimidate?
Oh, I'm intimidating yes.
Okay, so with advantage, intimidation check.
Natural fucking 20. Let's go.
Nice.
Finally, these. Oh, nope. Oh, God. Headphone cables. We're good. We're good. I did not just totally launch my dice across my desk. Yes.
So he looks up at you, silent for a moment. He still has the shield on his side. It's slack, the halberd in his hand, but the point is kind of buried in the ground as he was looking around with his red metallic boot kind of kicking things around. But you say this, he looks at you silently for a moment, but you see his eyes squint a bit as though he's trying to measure his words.
When he squints at me, my eyes flash like a dark black purple, and I say, "Back off."
Heart eyes. Seeing this, I will take my lightning sword and just put it very gently and delicately under his chin and say, "Talk."
And this was the moment they fell in love.
Bad cop and bad cop.
Bad cop and dad cop. All right, like this is gonna be good.
He looks back and forth between you for a second. I won't disturb anything, but be careful who you anger. We were allies in the moment. That doesn't mean we always will be. And he begins to slowly step back, dragging his halberd on the ground, making a noticeably intentional scraping sound.
Are we still initiative locked?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna just like shout out from the other side of the tree and patron and just be like, I have this one on hold. If you want to bring the other one, I have a handy trick that might help us.
I want to go over to the tree stump and see if I can feel any more magic coming out of it, or see whether or not this portal to the Feywild is closed for good.
Okay, are you using any skills or abilities for this, or just kind of like looking around trying to figure it out?
I just want to check and see if I can feel anything from it. Like, I don't have any abilities in particular, but I just want to look at it and see.
Okay. Give me an investigation or a perception check, your choice. Or hell, even an insight check.
I would like to see if I can find the part of its body that was glowing when it cast spells.
Oh yeah, I was gonna be me and Navi. I can make some fun things.
We work. We know how we work.
Oh yeah.
We know what happened when we killed that lich.
Yeah, baby.
I would like to swiftly and as stealthily as possible try to mingle like through and catch, like, as all this is going on and they're interrogating that guy and intimidating him, the other one's held in place. I want to search the dead body for notes, books, any kind of writing that he has on him, because I'm assuming that was the spellcaster that was dead in the center.
Okay. As you're walking over to do that, you get there and you begin to start rifling through his things. The accursed guard over by Avanesar and Brahm, he picks up his halberd and says, "Oh, that is not yours to mess with. Stand aside."
Can I slide a hand check it?
You can try. You're crouching there.
Wait, so this guy walked over to him, or where is he now?
No, he's still like 20 feet away or so.
Did I see anything worth picking?
You were just now starting to touch, like, on his obvious outside. Is that what you're saying? Or like, because you didn't get to the point where you were actually digging in pockets yet. If that's what you're saying.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
when he effectively gets aggressive with us, I want to look at him and say, "You be careful with what you say. You seem to think that we're friends right now, and you are very mistaken. We have decided not to continue our attack against you because we had a common enemy moments ago. But do not think we have forgotten what happened before the fight, nor your part in all of this. Now, you are an unknown to us, and unless you want the fury of all of us, back off and wait till we are done, and we will come and speak with you when we are ready.
He steps forward the same way you did towards him. And you don't know who you are talking to. If you want to cross swords with someone, you're crossing swords with me, you're crossing swords with my comrade, and you're crossing swords with the king of Yonkath. So I suggest you remember your place before things truly do get ugly, friend.
Here's the thing. I don't care who you work for.
Some of us do, some of us do. Maybe we don't.
I got a 23, by the way.
You got it.
And Avanasar's just squelching through.
He glares at you for a moment and looks around. Seems to consider his options. And then pointedly, slowly turns, keeping his eyes locked on you, and begins to walk towards the body that Katori's at. Until he gets a good 5-10 feet away, then he turns his face away from you, and he's honed in on where Katori's at by that body. And nearby is Phelan on the stump investigating things. Going over to you, Phelan, there seems to have been these channels that kind of wormed their way into the trunk of the tree, much like there would be channels too small to see with the naked eye for water and sustenance and things like that, except these are much larger and visible, almost like there is normal creature type veins flowing into the base of this trunk. And the area around these veins have kind of been lopped off and torn when this thing was split in two. The area around him is like this dark blackish purplish. The wood itself has been tainted. It's been kind of decomposed a little bit around these veins of blood that was coming from the ground, which are now dry, and so they've all turned to gray as well. You don't feel any latent magical energy in the area outside of that which your allies are still maintaining. There's nothing coming from the tree. The portal that was on the tree that split in two, one half on this side, one half over there, it has gone dark. It just looks like it's been burned into place. Everything seems, for lack of a better term, dead. The tree, the trunk, all of it is just dead.
Understood.
Can I?
I'm sorry.
take
What'd you say?
Can I do two things? The first thing, can I take the guy that I'm hold personing? Can I take his shield away from him
You can.
so he can't do the teleport thing? Cool, I'm gonna do that. And then can I essentially just like pick him up like a statue and just start like dragging him over to where the other people are?
You do. So you get over in front of him and you pick him up, and he's really stiff. Make a wisdom saving throw for fun. Well, even more fun, he still fails. As you're carrying him, the helmet's kind of bobbing a little bit left and right. And you have him to where you're kind of like eye level with him, and you see very familiar soft eyes that you haven't seen in a long time, and it's kind of hard to place.
Dior?
Mom? I'm gonna kind of stop. Maybe I'll stop like right behind like the trunk, between the trunk and the log that's closest to me, and just kind of like, I'm just kind of like stop. And like, where is Fate? Is Fate like next to me? Is Fate following me?
Fate's a little bit behind, kind of slowly walking, the adrenaline wearing off from her, dragging her feet a little bit, and she's looking around kind of anxiously.
Cool. I'm gonna like take the helmet, just lift up just a little bit. Do I know who this is?
We'll tie this to a roll because it's fun that way. You haven't seen this person in quite a long time. Give me a general intelligence check. This history doesn't really apply.
That's a straight 5. Because I have nothing for intelligence. I'm not intelligent. It's fine.
So he does look familiar. You know that. You feel that kind of a sensation, but you can't quite place it. You're not certain why.
Okay, I'll just kind of like look at him and then just slowly put the helmet back on and then keep walking.
Okay.
I would like to start dissecting the. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So as all of this has been happening, first of all, I've sheathed my sword back on my back, so the lightning has faded, and I will allow myself to lose my Bane form, so I'm back to my normal muscular self, and I will reach into my pocket and pull out my spectacles and put them on inside the helm, and just begin to dumpster dive and try to find this thing.
It's very goopy.
I would like to aid in this by bringing a little bit more precision to the dumpster diving.
Okay.
I personally want to cut off its head and put it inside of my bag of holding.
I'm only interested in that thing that was glowing.
Oh, don't worry. Yes, we will look at this because we can. Patron parts. This can be fun.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Okay.
One of you.
It's a natural 17.
One of you with advantage, or both of you separately, because you're both
Don't
doing
need-
the same thing.
Do you want me to roll? Let's see. This is an
Let's do it
investigation.
separately because I got advantage anyway. So
Okay.
we could do me advantage and you.
That's fine. So I got a 26.
Okay.
I got a 23.
Okay. Digging around in the corpse, you have to use your sword and various melee weapons and things to try and navigate through, because the eldritch impact made it swell and then kind of like collapse in and condense rapidly, and the ribcage, well, what there would be of a ribcage, collapsed in as well. So it's kind of like this hardened core here in the middle of the torso. So you have to whittle away down to it. It's going to take you a few minutes to do it. So everything else that we're going to talk about with everybody else is continuing on while you guys are doing this. Just know you're predisposed for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay.
And
so
just for clarification, I'm looking for spine samples, muscle samples, bone samples, brain samples. I'm trying to harvest the scientific parts necessary for research into patrons. Like I'm trying to gain I'm looking for abnormal organ structures. I'm looking for everything. I want nervous tissue. Like I am getting
And the
what I can.
juxtaposition is really amazing because he's being super scientific and precise, and it seems like I am actively trying to destroy this body as I'm looking for it.
And I'm like trying to tell him, like, if you would be careful, I can help you with crutch. Please,
What?
that's bone. It might be important. Like,
Oh, that bone.
okay, so you
Looks
definitely
like a couple's quarrel.
Brom, you will definitely get an array of samples from all parts of this thing. You know, everything from pinky size to palm sized of different types of tissues and things. It is all extremely abnormal unless you've gone gallivanting around with patrons in the Feywild. But because it's abnormal, you also start to kind of hone in on this entity's physical construction, which may give you clues to arcane research when you have more time to sit and process. Make sense?
Yeah. So I can just add in patron samples.
Sure.
What do we? Yeah.
I mean, his name was Relania the Fallen, so.
Okay, samples of Relania the Fallen.
And Avanesar, after a couple minutes of hacking, very indiscriminately, you find the core piece where the torso completely collapsed in on. It's kind of hardened. It's almost the size of a walnut, but it's this dark purplish and striated, not gems so much as it almost reminds you of the consistency, the structure of coal, in that it's kind of condensed and packed, but also kind of powdery if you rub it. That would be what is remaining of this, well, heart type structure in the middle of it. Now, what you can do with it, or what you know at this point, just immediately finding it, nothing immediately jumps out at you.
Can I tell if there's any sort of latent arcane effect on it? Or aura?
If he was finding this, I would like to go over and help him in any way possible.
Okay. So That's fast forwarding us 2 or 3 minutes in the future, so we'll jump back to that.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm juggling. That's what I do. You guys are doing fine. Okay. So, while this was happening, the guard, I'm not sure what you were doing, Katori, he told you to stop. He exchanged some words with Brahm heatedly, and then he began walking in your direction. What were you doing as he was walking?
Did I have any time to do anything while he was not paying attention?
You could make a sleight of hand check to see how lucky you are.
I would like to do
Go
so.
for it. Sure.
That's a 17. That's really crappy. That's so crappy. I have a
level 1, 17 is like amazing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I have a plus 14.
That's fine. Okay. So you see tucked in on the inside of his robe, you're able to like fish your hand in there kind of through his sleeve and snake it around real quick to feel around anything that's not obviously on the outside. And you feel what seems to be some rolls of like parchment, except it's made out of, I shouldn't say parchment, it's rolled up like little parchment scrolls, except it's made out of cloth or a similar substance. And as you feel them and you grab them, you kind of tug them free, they're tied, so you twist your fingers real quick, deftly, and you're able to break them loose just as he's beginning to turn around. So you can grab them and like pocket them real quick and do the whole nothing happening here kind of thing if you want. Or you could try to examine them in front of him, that's your call. Whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to examine him in front of him.
Okay.
But as he's coming up, he'd be like, I know he's dead, but I still don't appreciate the way that you forced one of my friends to summon that thing. So I was wondering why you wanted to summon him in the first place. And is he not the one who is in charge here, or is that you?
The guard has gotten to within 5 or so feet of you, 2 or 3 feet, walking up. As you're saying this, his shoulders kind of relax a little bit as though he's just exhausted and kind of resigned. And he takes the halberd and with a quick expert motion slams it on his back, and it kind of stays in place in this weird holder he has back there. And he reaches down with his heavy gloved fist, the scarlet metal shining in the sunlight, and grabs the shoulder of the body on the ground. As he's rising back up, he says, I didn't do anything to your friends to summon this creature. You all intervened where you were not wanted or welcome. And now you trifle in things you don't understand. But I have a job to do, so let me do it. And then he begins dragging the body towards where Ona is holding the paralyzed guardsman up against the log. So
we're not done here,
you say as he's stepping away. I'm checking in with everybody else. Phelan, Mira, Ona.
Would I know anything about this patron, hearing its name from any Feywild interactions?
It's possible.
I was going to ask the same question.
Also possible. Because of your unique histories, Phelan, you would have disadvantage on the history check. Avansar, you roll a normal history check.
With disadvantage, I rolled a 17.
Question.
Answer.
I have advantage if this check is related to recalling information about Fey, fiends, or undead.
Yeah, that would apply. It was a Fey.
That is a 24.
And can I use my knowledge from a past life from this, where I can add the d6 to
Sure.
after seeing the number on the d20?
I'm sorry. Can
just
you
gonna
use
gloss-
your what?
We're just gonna
Okay,
gloss
it's a
over that.
19.
19.
Okay. That's not something you're just like, oh yeah, I'm a war hero anyway. Like what?
Okay, so y'all have heard the name Relania. You have a physical description and a manner of being in the way it was speaking. I forget exactly who, but someone heard the Scourge of Ildian as well.
When everyone was fighting, grabbed Kitori.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which person it grabbed.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. So, Relania, as far as the lore is concerned, Relania was an entity, a Fey queen of sorts. In some places she was regarded as an Eladrin, in other places she was regarded as this strange, unique version of a Fey creature that was kind of part butterfly and part elf. But the long and short of it, what would matter to you guys, if anything matters, is Relania once was considered to be a just and wise arbiter of the various little discords that would pop up in the Feywild. She kind of had this calming presence, able to get people to come together to find agreement and compromise. And as the legends would have it, someone or something worked their way into Relania's council. And then slowly over the years or the centuries, whichever story or whichever source you believe, Relania began to take a more confrontational approach. She began getting tired of trying to always find compromise when she could just force people through power to do what she chose to do, what she wanted to do, what she knew was best. She was tired of leading the horse to water in which she could just force them to drink. And so over time, her physical manifestation also was twisted to be more aggressive and confrontational and more horrific, to exert her will. It was more effective. This entire arc ended with her disappearing after forcing the twin kingdoms of Ildian and Terrancel into open conflict. Not intentionally, but nonetheless, because she was so heavy-handed and abusive, they both sought to attack and depose her position of authority over the vast regions of the Feywild in which she presided. And in a last-ditch effort, she had to instead use her powers to force them against each other, although not before receiving grievous wounds and injury and sapping most of her power. And so the Scourge of Ildian, the Cursed Mother of Terrancel, these titles are gifted to Relania the Fallen because of how two of her prized kingdoms, nations, ended up destroying each other because they were trying to destroy her. And there's a lot of things over time that, in your various readings and recollections that are shaky. This is kind of vague, or this person was more on Terrancel's side, this person thought Relania was doing the right thing, so it's not an objective truth established. It's one of those things that just kind of gets warped with the person telling the story over time in source. I hope that all makes sense.
Gotta love a lore drop.
Okay.
Boom.
So, Mira, what are you doing? Haven't heard from you in a minute. What are you doing?
Mira's just kind of off on her own, trying to not really interact with anyone, a little bit thrown off by everything that just happened for a number of reasons, and just kind of trying to stay to herself.
Okay. You got it. So, Ona, you put the helmet down and you see and hear this guardsman dragging the corpse of his fellow in your direction. And you like had just put the paralyzed one down in front of you. Wisdom saving throw. Ooh, that might. Nope, still paralyzed. You see him approaching you. Are you doing anything?
I'm just bear hugging him and holding him and just shield and both our shields in one hand, him in the other.
Okay.
Just waddling towards the group.
As he gets near you, he stops and the body stops, kind of dragging through the dirt behind him. He's still holding on to him. And shield, he kind of picks it up a little bit to more like he's stretching his arm, like his arm's getting sore. I would request that you release him so we can resume our duty.
Does your duty involve releasing another lesser patron into the world?
No, but be mindful that our duty is also not your concern.
I think it's very much my concern.
You see his eyebrows furrow a little bit, and then Fate at this point has stepped up, and she hears you say that, and sees his face and looks at you. Ona.
I immediately just like at Fate.
I understand that this is difficult. And I'm not saying that we should let them go, or that we should keep them. Just know that I can talk to Dorian about this. And any information I get from him will probably be more reliable than what you get from them. And better earned, too.
So what do we do with them?
I'm sure they have travels to make to get back to Yonkath. I'm sure they're expected. I'm sure the king will want to hear of this. I don't know how much he knows. Maybe he knows all of it, maybe he knows none of it. But I know who they are. This will not go unanswered, Ona.
Do we have any kind of player to DM? Do we have any kind of like hearing of any marching or shouting from the Legion like coming up at this point? You know, like is LaCroix on his way? Like
everything around you, ever since the last massive noises you heard, were the death throes of the patron, and then all the Thistle Furies grinding to a stop, and the snaps and creaks as they petrified in place, essentially. Everything around you is deathly silent, not even bird calls.
Okay.
Am I done gathering all my samples by this point? I just want to know when.
Yeah, we'll hop back to you. Give Ona a few more seconds here.
Yeah, totally.
I'll just kind of look back at the guard and kind of look at Faith and go, well, I'm sure if they have to go back to Yonkath and make their travels, they wouldn't mind traveling with a few companions. I'm sure the Legion is very close behind. They can travel with us.
That's what I'm afraid of, Ona. Do you think they'll survive making contact with the Legion after this? Knowing what we know?
Okay, this is mainly just kind of like the feeling vibes check. When I kind of recognized but didn't really recognize the guy that I'm like, stone holding right now, was it like a good feeling, or was it I don't know if I like this guy feeling?
Well, I mean, you're still here in this moment. If you want to, you can check again.
Yeah, I want to check again.
Maybe what she's saying is giving you pause, giving you a reason to reconsider. That's fine.
I'll just look at the guy in my hand again. I'll lift up his helmet a little bit, and I want to try again. Another intelligence check.
To recall random information.
God, it's still a 5. What the? Okay, well.
Because you pick up the helmet and you look at him and it's right there, but you're not quite sure. And Fate sees you doing this. She leans in a little bit. He didn't have that scar last time you saw him. And you see now there's this jagged scar. It's almost kind of like hooked a little bit that goes from his cheekbone down and splices through the corner of his mouth down to his chin and a little bit down his neck. You don't recognize Jaren. Are you sure?
I'll slowly put the helmet back on. And I'll just... I'll kind of toss him to the other guard. And I'll look at the shield. And I'll look at Fate and look at the shield and look at Fate. And then I'll toss the shield at him.
Could you release him?
Oh, no, she's gonna walk away.
Still paralyzed?
Still paralyzed. Holding that concentration.
Okay.
While that's going on, I know that that body was... Oh, sorry.
Pause there, because Braun was trying to come in first. Or are you good?
I just wanted to know if I was done getting all the samples and, like, getting, you know, plates of his skin or plates of the chitin. If me and Avi had done the organ. If there was any bits that we could have, like, either put back together, sewn back together, or taken. Because if I can make something for Avi for this to be useful, I would like to do as such. I know that's going to take time and effort.
I would actually, holding this purple core-like orb, I'm actually just going to put it in a pocket to examine later.
Okay.
And I'm going to walk up and approach Mira and just not say anything, just stand there until she notices that I'm there.
Okay. So, 1 second. Coordinating all this. Ona's walking back. Braum, you've got your pieces. You're looking at them, trying to figure out if you can put anything together, how to approach this in the future. You hear the shuffle.
Put it in the bag.
Put in the bag. Hear the clanking of Avanesar's metallic armor as he's walking over to Miro. Ona's coming back, and you see Fate talking to the accursed guard that's not paralyzed. And you see they're both kind of nodding. There's a little bit of heat, and then resignation, heat, resignation, before Fate's now walking in your direction as well. And he's kind of like dragging both of them off.
Okay, then I'm just going to go sit on the now
still paralyzed,
cut off stump, and just kind of be watching everything. Because I've kind of gotten what I can.
Okay, fill in.
Before the guards run away, I want to... They're carrying the dead body, right?
Yeah, he's dragging the dead body, and he's kind of like pulling the statue of a guard that's still paralyzed. Okay.
I want to run up to him, away from everybody else, and I want to pull a bundle of... It's like a teeny tiny bundle of dried flowers, like a chrysanthemum, a rose, and I want to hand it to the guard that's alive and walking, and I'll say, you don't have to accept this if you don't want to, but from where I come from, I made this for just in case anything happened. We believe that if you have to bury your dead, it's good to bury them with something like this. At least we believe it'll help grant them safe passage wherever they're going to go. You don't have to take it if you don't want to, but I want to offer it to you anyways, just because I feel bad.
He kind of drops his head for a moment and relaxes the arm that's pulling along the statue, accursed guard. And as he does so, the accursed guard kind of like catches himself and shakes a little bit and looks around. Jaren does. And Jaren looks at you and looks at the other guard and looks back at you. And the guard that you were talking to takes the arm that's now free and goes ahead and takes the chrysanthemum, the dried flowers, from you. You honor me. I know that's not easy, given what we've been through. And I hope that your days are bright from here out. And he nods and then starts dragging the corpse again. And Jaren's looking at you, looking at him, and he looks around like he's not really sure what happened. He cocks his head. I know you. He takes the helmet off. You see the scar I described. His head is now shaved, and his eyes look soft and tired. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you. I must be going. And he hurriedly puts his helmet back on and catches up to the other guard as they're walking off into the tree line.
I'll just call back and be like, it was nice to see you again, Jaren. And I'll walk back towards the group.
Wait!
Going back to Katori, because I know you were asking something, Katori.
Yeah, so, alright, so he drug off the thing. I said something, but he ignored me and kept going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have enough time to copy what was on those scrolls?
I mean, you will at this point. He's walked off, turned his back. He did.
No. Like
to
how
put him
long
back
would
on
it
his
take me
body?
No, not even back on his body, but if it would have been enough time to copy what was then and then bring him the original scrolls to who I know as Jaren, but who I might not recognize, but as the guard that just became unparalyzed, hand it to him. So I have a copy of what was on the scrolls, but that he has the originals and say, these fell off your friend who he's dragging. Oh.
Yes, you can copy the characters. Check the languages, you know. Hold on. Okay, yeah. You don't recognize the script, but you can make a kind of like drawing art. You can copy the characters down real quick, even though you don't understand it. Pocket your copy and run up and hand them to him. And Jaren takes them from you hesitantly and looks at you, and you see his eyes once again glimmer with recognition, and he kind of bows at the waist a little bit, and then turns and once again scurries to catch up.
Cool. Good luck.
Avanesar, Mira. Sorry, bro. Trying to go around the horn here.
That's fine. I was just gonna have a group starty discussion.
Okay. Avanesar had walked up to Mira.
I'm just going to wait until she notices me.
What's up, buddy?
I'm
What
getting some
happened to
background
you?
audio, by the way, TV or something.
Yeah. What happened to you when you were gone?
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
When you came back, you made an independent decision that put the entire party at risk.
I was told to.
I do not trust Easy, and you have proven yourself to not be trustworthy.
So we're just gonna ignore the fact that we were just in a fight with those guys and now they're walking away.
There's nothing more that we can do with them right now.
Don't get me started. And I'll like kind of glance over at Fate.
And that's where we're going to take our break. All right.
We survived.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
guys, y'all
God.
had doubts? Hold on, y'all
Yes.
had doubts?
Yes.
Come on. No.
So
When those
Really good
Thistle
rolls.
Furies were coming, I was like, oh no. That's
Yeah,
not
I was trying to think like, all right, so we wall of fire around. How do we do this? Can we set up a perimeter? What's going
Okay.
on?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna be entirely honest. When Joey said that Thistle Fears would come, I'm like, okay, finally, something I can do. Let's go. So,
Oh,
Oh my god. You
went a lot
won.
better than I thought. A lot better than
You
I
guys were
Yeah.
fine. I knew you guys were gonna be fine.
thought. The first dude died in the first attack. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
I
one attack
mean-
took out almost half of my health. Like a second attack and I would have been gone. So
I knew
I just
you.
like the idea
knew
that
you
I
guys
like
had it.
grabbed onto that guard and we both got lifted into the air, and then
And you
I
just
was like
slammed.
falling, and he just splats, and I superhero landing.
Oh, that's a
That's
great plan.
unfortunate.
Love it when a plan comes together.
did it though.
You guys- y'all did
I don't feel like
great.
that was yeah.
I would just love to say that I'm the entire time since he said it, I've been imagining Avanesar with like his like badass freaking Roman helmet and then just like the anime glasses, like the shimmer.
Yeah.
That's what I've been imagining this whole time.
All right, we are going to start a giveaway here in just a second. We're going to go on our break. Stick around. We will announce the giveaway winner after the break for these super cool dice and the sticker and the dice tower and all that great stuff. And I will also do the shout outs for everybody who has supported us in the beginning of the stream and all that great stuff. And then we will see what happens next in this crazy group of adventurers. Okay, so tonight's keyword for the giveaway, you're gonna have 1 minute. You'll see in the chat, it'll say start. Tonight's keyword is going to be patron. So exclamation point PATRON in the chat when you see the giveaway has started. You have 60 seconds. Ready? Go. We'll be back, you guys. All right. See y'all after the break. All right. So we are back from the break. That means I got shout outs and we got giveaway. So I am going to, I hope you guys are still there. I hope so you can be here to be like, hey, I won. All right. I'm gonna pick the winner. It's dice. It's dice sticker. Dice tower. Ready? Here we go. The winner is Lofties. Lofties32. Thank you so much for being with us tonight and winning this amazing giveaway. I hope you are still there. I am going to get in touch with you via Twitch after the stream, either tonight or tomorrow. And we can also talk in Discord. I'm just going to verify your identity, but we'll do the thing. I'll be in touch, okay? Thank you. Thank you so much, and congratulations on that. All right, let me do the thing here. Boop. Okay. Cool. Shoutouts. Kai Baron Lunar, thank you for the raids. As always, Cable Hawk, thank you for the 100 biddies. Hold on. Cybertito? Cybertito. I said it right the first time. Thank you for the follow.
I love it when you call me.
Thank you for the 200 biddies, Lofties. I know Alias Prime gave us 5 gift subs earlier. Thank you so much for that. What were you saying, Kai?
Mine went to Cybertitos. I don't know why I did that, but
That's a good one too. It's a good one too.
All right, guys. And don't forget, we are going to be doing a giveaway next week as well. So if you didn't win tonight, come back next week. Might win next week. And thank you all for spending all your amazing time with us. And hope you're enjoying tonight's session of the Red Opera. Okay. So all that stuff is done. You guys, don't forget, we literally all have Patronic Inspiration. I don't think you guys were nearly as worried as you're saying you were, because not a single person burned their inspiration. So you were all like, yeah, we got this. I know how y'all play
used
it.
my maximum effort.
That's true.
yeah, I
That's
had
true.
plans. If he was getting up, I had stuff ready. Don't worry.
Keep in mind, the
It
only
just-
thing I was able to do during that battle, we did not have the inspiration yet.
Mhm.
And then you ruined it with the thistles. They just stopped. So
Yep.
I
He
couldn't
ruined it by
use it.
making us safe. Yeah.
Mira and I were just Eldritch Blast besties.
Warlocks.
Blasting besties.
2 spell slots, unlimited Eldritch Blast. All right. So, refresh your memory of the scene. This Elder Tree is split into 2. There is a lot of patronic blood and entrails and body parts kind of scattered about, along with a giant lumpy insectoid figure there. I'm assuming the fire has by now died down and dissipated, Brahm.
Oh yeah.
The accursed guards have left, and the 6 of you are standing there with fate in doing your own respective little things. Avanesar was trying to talk to Mira. Braun was talking about trying to chase him down or do something else, and that got shut down kind of quickly. But nevertheless, you hear nothing. You see this small river of Thistle Furies petrified headed to the east, the direction from whence you flew in. And the next steps, my friends, are up to you.
I want to go cut off its tail and put it in my bag.
Its tail's really, really big. You cut off a piece of its tail.
I may be misunderstanding the size of the thing that we just fought, and now I'm a little terrified in retrospect.
Look at the battle map.
He said it's the size of a small house when it first spawned.
I live in California. Houses get pretty small.
The tail itself, from base to tip, including the barb, is about 32 feet.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab some of the barbs then.
Okay, you got it.
Cool.
32 feet.
No monster.
Why isn't it moving?
Man.
Phelan is definitely out of her form of dread by now.
Okay.
No matter what happens next, Avanesar will keep his eyes on Mira.
Wait, then how big is its head?
Its head probably like watermelon sized.
Okay, then I can put that.
Can
in
you
the
see
bag.
the map?
I can see the map, but apparently my perspective is a little off.
Yeah, like large watermelon, like really large and more roundish than ovalish.
Perfect.
It would take you some time to cut off its head. It's got a thick neck with a whole bunch of scales and stuff.
Done. Oh, scales. I can add that in too. Perfect.
Sure.
It's
Giving me more things to say. I'm turning this into
What the
Monster
hell
Hunter,
is
baby. I'm gonna
this?
come back scaled out. I got the Relania armor. It's gonna be great.
Oh my god, the Relania armor.
I want to.
Gonna get a charged blade. It's gonna be great.
I want to go up to Fate and say, so do we go back to your Legion now? Or what's left of them?
Well, it seems the crisis is averted here. As far as I can tell, anyway. You all did marvelously, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, I suppose if there's nothing else to gather, no more insight to gain, we can find LaCroix and hope the Legion has survived long enough, and, well, go from there.
Fate, if you wouldn't mind running to LaCroix and giving him a little update on what has happened here, I think I might speak for everybody when I say we deserve a little bit of a sit down. About...
Not sure about running, but I think I'll be okay traveling alone.
brisk
yes.
walk then.
Right, of course.
All right.
Anything in
have some
particular,
things to
or
discuss
should I
in
just
private.
wing it?
A little update, and then tell them that if they want to come here, or ask if they want us to meet them back at the tavern.
All right,
Thank you.
of course. And Avanesar, I understand your need for privacy. It's fine. Just know that now, especially with those of you I knew before this, even though you may want to keep some things amongst yourselves, I am a friend. I hope you all remember that.
I just want an update. I mean,
Not you, sir. And yes, you did do marvelously. And she kind of
Safe
flips.
travels.
She flips her hair around and struts off for a second, pointedly trying to make an impression before you see the exhaustion kind of wears her down, and she just kind of gracefully trudges eastward through the petrified Thistle Furies.
I'll burn a healing word on her as she goes.
Her step kind of picks up a little bit, and she looks around as though she's not quite sure what happened, and keeps walking. Unless you call out to her.
No, I'll be like, feel well.
She waves over her shoulder.
so what is the environment like right now? Is there a breeze? Is it cold? Is it warm?
So there was a bit of a breeze and everything that was coming through, especially in the lead up to the battle. It's winter here in the Shadelands, but it is kind of towards the height of the day, so It's more around the 50-ish comfortable, but slightly chilly if you didn't have any clothes on. The ground that the snow had melted and everything, it's still melted away, but all the grass has died. Elsewhere, there's still snow covering everything. You still hear no birds. You hear no wildlife of any type. Everything is deathly silent.
Okay.
I believe we are owed an explanation as to why one of our members would try so diligently to bring a patron onto this plane of existence.
I guess we should sit down and talk about it.
It is also a possibility that you might not have understood what you were doing, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt for that. Just saying. But yes, some answers would be great.
I also, and I want to produce those copies of the scrolls. How many are there? Is it 1 or 2 or 3?
3.
3? I'm going to produce the 3 scrolls. Be like, I also found these on the person. So if anyone can read these, that's a
I'll look at them.
rudimentary drawing of what it should be.
Do we know what language they're written in?
1 second. First of all, I would need a... See, there really isn't a skill for this, because you don't have the appropriate tools or anything, Katori. So give me... I figured nimble finger work is a dexterity thing, so give me a random dexterity check to see how accurate your scribings were.
So not a save, a check?
Yeah, check. Trying to perform. Well, not perform per se.
That's a 19 plus 6 for 25.
I like it. Okay. So, the letters aren't perfect, but you do see that this is supposed to be, at least, kind of like a child scribed out a kind of half-hearted, staggering form of Sylvan.
I can read Sylvan.
I can too. I was gonna say, can I read one?
Great. Sorry if it's a little messy.
Surely this can wait. We have priorities. There is a snake in our midst.
Don't speak about her like that.
You don't want to jump to conclusions. Let's at least hear her side of the story before we start crucifying anyone. Now, Snake, would you mind giving your side of the story?
Crucifying? That makes me really want to tell you anything. I didn't know what was exactly going to happen when I touched the thing, or what stopping everyone going would do precisely, but I was told that was the trajectory we needed to go on. We needed to release this thing. However, we could. So, my initial thought of not having people come to battle, I thought would be an easy way, and then when that didn't work, I figured I'd touch the tree.
Told by what?
Someone very important to me.
Was your touching it and releasing it something like release it and kill it, or did they just say release it? Or did they specify at all?
They didn't specify. It was really open-ended.
So they just, whoever this was, just wanted it freed. But they didn't say that they didn't care if it was killed.
Because it was stuck in a place that was hurting it.
And so now we just killed it.
Yeah, so now I feel really weird because I'm not really sure if I was supposed to do that part, but then everyone started to kill it, so then I felt like I should probably join in.
So I'm going to ask the big question here. Who told you all of this?
It was just someone important to me.
The big thing is...
You warlocks.
Was it a patron? Was it a person? Was it King Dorian himself? What?
it does seem like the Thistle Furies are done. So that was a big improvement to where we are and where we stand today.
Yes.
Yes, I completely.
So maybe.
I agree. Now that we know that the Thistle Furies have stopped, I think that was honestly our best option, was releasing that thing and killing it.
Knowing that from the start, it could have made this a lot easier.
But could you have really said that you would have gone through with it if she had told you that she had to release a patron? Or would you have said, no way?
Well, what we could have talked about then was there is an option of releasing the patron and killing it to release the effect. I'm not saying I would have shot it down entirely, but also being honest about information, trust between companions. This is the necessary keystone to build this trust and community. Like, we need to be able to trust each other here. At the bare minimum.
I didn't
We
know
don't
if
have
it
to
was
like
the right
each other.
decision, though. So how was I going to ask you guys, who I barely freaking know, if we should do this? I was already dealing with this internally to figure out if it was the right choice or not.
When you
Discussion.
travel in a group, your decisions affect all of us. Whether or not you were conflicted, in the moment you released that creature, and we were shocked and taken aback.
I could have saved my big guns for when it came out. And I hope you know that I would have given your plan serious thought if we had discussed it. I'm open. It is part of a tactician's mind to be open to all possibilities. And despite your dealings trying to mess with my brain, I do want to trust you. I really do.
I'm just not used to having people who would back me up other than Phelan. So I didn't want to make you guys all think I was dumb for having this idea. It was just something that came to me. I was trying to pursue it. I understand I put us all in danger, but we're fine. We survived.
And I'm going to walk up to Mira and put my hand on her shoulder and just say, then let's start this trust here, moving forward. I'm not going to blame you for any of this. I'm not going to hold any grudges. Let's start from here. Nothing past this is affected by anything that just happened. Fresh, clean slate.
Also, Ona's gonna stop reading the scrolls for a bit and look at Mira and hear the whole Phelan would be the only one to defend me, and stand up and walk away while reading the scrolls. Doesn't say a word.
Vanessa sees Brom's olive branch and just says nothing.
Katori, hearing all of this, is just gonna sit in silence. And just nearby. And I'm gonna take out my lute and just sit back and start strumming nonchalantly.
That
Full
aside,
view.
we all did just kill a patron. I mean,
We
come
did.
on.
True.
Be proud of ourselves. Let's get this. We just did something amazing.
I hate
How
that
do
we
we all
had
look
to.
like? I mean,
I hate that we had to destroy this beautiful tree to do so, but
There's that.
necessary evils and all.
well, does it have any acorns? Can we replant it? May not come back immediately.
I don't know if a tree like this can necessarily be replanted, per
Very
se.
true. Very true.
It seems completely dead, from what I saw.
That is unfortunate.
Did you put that orb away?
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Okay. I don't think I would have seen, doing everything that I was doing, I wouldn't have seen you have
Probably
it.
not.
Oh, no, can I ask why you didn't unfreeze that guard?
Is Ona earshot, have walked away from the group.
It's up to Ona.
I
Well,
would
more
call out
appropriately,
to you.
up to Shabes. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Ona? Oh,
Hey!
oh no!
Ona will kind of stop and not looking up, but like acknowledging Phelan's question and just kind of just. I mean, there wasn't really a good reason to. Not a good enough reason to.
But was there a good enough reason to keep them frozen?
Well, they're the king's guards. They're the accursed guard.
They also were trying to kill us.
Not at that moment.
And we're not trying to piss off the king. Just generally.
I was just curious if you had any other motivation besides spite.
When you've gone through the things that you've gone through with the side that you have been partnered with for as long as I have, you learn a lot about the other side, and you lose lots of respect.
So spite. Got it. And I'll turn back to Mira.
So is that it then? The debt has been paid. We can go our separate ways.
I think that's up to.
We should have asked Fate.
I think that's up to LaCroix and Fate to determine whether or not that seals
I
our debt.
feel, at the very least, before any splitting of ways happens, we, as friends who have just gone through something together, maybe, friends, huh? Maybe, we should at least get a drink and celebrate.
Most definitely.
Solid night's
Celebrating
sleep.
sounds nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
let's be
maybe
happy
a
about
whole-
what we've done.
A whole night of sleeping.
Yes, a whole 8 hours of sleeping. A long rest would be lovely. God. You warlocks in your 1 hour rest and coffee, I don't understand how you survive.
Is anyone like
Pure
hurt?
fumes.
Hurt?
Oh, I'm still
I'm
very much
hurt.
bleeding from the side here.
I'm at about half-ish.
I'm at like minus 30
Yeah, I'm at
Jesus.
from my
half-ish.
full. From my
Ouch.
full.
Out of 67, I'm at 34.
Oh,
jeez.
man.
God, you're
Oh,
so
jeez,
weak.
dude.
Yes, yes! I'm glad
All
I
right.
had it.
Over double your hit points.
I will
Mhm.
heal Brahm. I will go
Thank you.
through and I will do some healing on Brahm. I'll add up my stuff and I'll let you know how much you heal for.
Thank you.
Yeah, but what exactly do you do, Shabes? Oh no.
Well, that's what I was gonna look at, Joey, because I have like 3 different healing things, so I wanted to know which one was gonna be better for Brahm.
Oh,
So I know I have my pool.
what I meant was, what does it look like? What do you do?
Oh, got it.
Honestly, even a little bit just to seal up the wound, that would be
I
phenomenal.
know exactly what Ona would do. Ona's gonna reach into her pouch. She's gonna pull out a little tiny jar, like smaller than the one that we had the thing in. And she's gonna kind of open it. She's gonna go over to Brahm, and she's gonna sprinkle. They're kind of like fish scale flakes. They smell very much like fish. But
I don't know if this is sanitary.
once they touch his skin, I just kind of like boop him on the head, and then that'll be my big heal. I think I'm going to just do the lay on hands pool with him.
When big wounds are healed, does it leave a scar?
Magically, no. However, there's always the option with the way that healing magic works. Regardless of whether it's fully healed or not, if you, some people prefer to have a scar to remind them of something. Some people prefer if they were to lose a hand. Even people have reasons for why they want things. So scars can be left, limbs can remain gone. It's really up to the will of the person being healed.
So can we say now, right next to the left hip, Brom has a little like line where he was impaled by the tail, and now it's just like a fish scale scar going up into like one little line, kind of like mirroring where the muscle goes up.
Sure.
Very small, very, very light, but it's there.
When anyone asks about it, he says, "When I almost turned into a merman."
Oh, yeah.
Like, almost.
Killed something that was nearly a god. It was awesome. All I got was a scar. It was great.
I would like to do 3 healing words for the rest of the party.
Also, how much did I get healed? I'm sorry.
Do 45, and if you need more, I can do more.
That's more than enough.
Cool.
That's way more than enough.
Phelan gets 19 from me. Mira gets 16 from me. And Avanesar gets 15 from me.
Why, thank you.
What about you, Gatori?
35 would have been max, Shay, by the way. So if you want to keep the extra 11, you'd have been fine.
Katori gets the 11.
I was going to say, I'm actually not that bad off, so thank you.
How does our bard heal his compatriots?
I would like to play one of those soothing lullabies, and as I sing the song of my people from back where I came from, it's just certain words that people hear when I start singing. Like every 4th word, it hits certain people in different ways, and it heals them. I won't sing because I wasn't prepared. I'm sorry.
That's fine. And keep in mind, not all hit points are physical damage. It can be exhaustion, stress. So it can take many forms. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really hurt right now. I just need some healing.
As Katori comforts you all. Scene's still yours.
Well, does anybody else need anything from here, or we should start our trek back? With the scrolls that you got, what was on them?
Yes, DM, what do the scrolls say?
So Sylvan is a peculiar language in that when things are written, they can be very literal in that, one word for one animal, or words or a combination, amalgamation of words can represent an entire concept. So it takes you a second because you're a little rusty on your Sylvan, but Phelan is not. However, looking at them individually or with Phelan, it seems as though there was a series of instructions, and the 3 scrolls are almost identical to each other. The main difference between the 3 of them is the locations involved. And what you gather from it is these were a set of explicit instructions written by someone to tell them how to perform this ritual, which was supposed to enchant certain trees with arcane energy and allow them to receive sacrifices and channel that energy to a being, which 1 + 1 = 2 probably meant the patron Relania. But it goes on to describe this ritual sacrifice and where they're supposed to do these things. Each one has 5 or 6 different locations in the Thistlewood. The signatory is King Dorian himself. He identifies himself, your king, Eternal Dorian. But based on reading it, there's no mention of the Thistle Furies spreading or multiplying or ravaging the countryside. The scroll seems strictly consigned to performing the ritual sacrifice and then making sure that they can receive you can channel the arcane energy. It does tell them who to sacrifice, and they are all members of the Accursed Guard because they all have a rank next to them that you would recognize, Ona, by name.
I would have been looking at these with Phelan because I know that Phelan's better at Sylvan than I am. But I would have pointed that out and just been like, do you think that they knew what this was going to do?
Well,
What do you think?
from what I saw in my vision from that elder, seemed like he didn't know. Seems like he trusted his friend and wound up in a situation that ended up not being so good for him, and it seemed very painful.
Seems like they're working with things they don't really understand.
Yeah, seems like they're making a mess of it, honestly.
And magical, oh powerful DM, there was no tone in the instructions of like what the intention was, did it seem like just kind of like a here we're experimenting versus like a we're doing this for a reason? Was there any?
That would require an insight check to get anything that's not pretty apparent to anybody who reads it. And even then, at text, you're lacking a lot of body stuff, so tamper your expectations, but maybe.
That's true. Could I insight check it? Having been with Fate and hearing about other things?
Yeah.
Do you want me to do it with disadvantage or is it a straight roll?
No, straight roll.
Okay, you said insight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Insight. That's a nat 20, sir, so that's a 25. Give it to me. Let's go.
Ooh, we've been nat 20 central tonight.
Y'all are doing great. So one thing that you've picked up on from your time with the Legion and before that, the combined Accursed Guard, from the Knight Captain, the officers therein, and even when LaCroix would relay orders from the King, is that everything was always very explicit. They didn't leave room for interpretation, and a lot of that came from this overarching sense of the chaotic nature of the Shadelands and patronic aims and goals and things like that. So everything was very tightly controlled. So if there is something written down in an order, something is relayed verbally in an order, it means what it means. You're not supposed to infer, you're not supposed to assume. You do exactly what it says and nothing else. Otherwise, it's punishable, disciplinary, etc. So, there's a good chance that whomever had these orders, or at least the intent of these orders, was what was on the paper. And if any other information was shared with them, it'd be extremely unlikely. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
They share what they read out loud? I'm asking.
Yeah,
No,
I would.
I'm asking Phelan and Ona. Well, they did seem to want to murder it as soon as it showed its face.
Which is why I'm still kind of confused, because if they were trying to summon it in the first place, why did they want to kill it? Or did they summon it specifically for the purpose of killing it? But then why was this patron the one that they wanted to kill?
I feel like these are lovely questions to ask King Dorian himself. Fate did seem to incline that we would be able to go and speak with the man.
Because if that's the case, then they knew that it was causing the Thistle Furies to go on a rampage.
Yeah, because they were the ones that did it. They were the
But
ones that made those sacrifices.
We also saw that they were creating the Elder Tree Thistle Furies to then create the more Thistle Furies. So what they were doing was also propagating it. So unless They said, we need to make this thing worse before it gets better. They took that time, used that to be part of a ritual, just to get this, to kill it, to end it all. Or it was an accident, or this was a trial in a way to try to find a new weapon. Whenever you are dealing with kings and their fucking ambitions, you never know what started or where this came from. And so
Perhaps.
I don't think that this was an accident, at the very least.
I highly doubt that. If we
If
don't
I
know
know
if the intent was
anything-
to save or to learn.
If I know anything about patrons, it's that they are constantly vying for power from each other. If Dorian is beholden to one, perhaps his patron is making him kill off the competition.
So we were just, unfortunately, in the middle of an inter-patron gang war?
Yes. It's a theory.
That could be very likely. And he involved his whole guard to do it.
And I thought
my
my
work
politics were bad.
I have a very
Okay.
important question. If they were supposed to summon it to kill it, why were there only 3 of them?
Did they really think that 3 could take out the patron?
Though I have my opinions of the accursed guard, they are not idiots.
Well,
If
you
they
all
were
seem to
truly-
know.
If they were
Right.
truly going to be fighting to kill it, they would have brought more.
Perhaps the soldiers on the ground were not told the truth of the mission.
That leads to
Perhaps.
another
Also very likely.
big group of why. And it's not an answer that we can get here off the information that we have. It's something that we need to get to the source, if we even care.
I mean, I think if they're summoning patrons through portals from the Feywild and they have more locations than just this one, I think we should care a little bit.
I think that the Thistle Furies were going to feed themselves to it. They
This goes to
absorb
show-
spells just like he absorbed the energy.
Yes.
They both absorbed energy.
But now we are deciding, is our involvement in this, and I am talking about us as a group because we continue to be as such until we are dissolved. Does our involvement in this go beyond that of a debt? We accomplished what we were debted to do.
I think that depends on what Fate and the Croy have to say once we return. If they need more help, if we feel so inclined to help them, or if they say that we're free to go and they don't need our help anymore.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Regardless, I never had a debt. So I'm in this all the way. Whether you stay or not.
And if you would like to invoke a debt, hi, my name is Brahm. Would you be in my debt? I'll help you out. You help me out at some unexpected time. Jokes for now, but we can write up a contract later. Do we want to go and search? What do we want to wait here for them? Are we going to go and check in on the Legion themselves?
I think if we're done here, we can mosey on that way. We kind of can follow her tracks and meet
Yes.
them halfway.
And I want to point out something. Whenever I inspected the tree, it's a portal to the Feywild is what it is. It's an opening to the Feywild. The portal's closed. Something blocked it, but that thing still came through.
Wait, the thing came through after it had closed.
Yes, the portal to the Feywild was blocked.
It did, when it came into our existence, it picked up somebody and said that getting through that barrier made them weaker.
Yes.
So there was something trying to keep it out.
Yes. Something
the-
was blocking it. This portal at the very least was blocked.
That could have been
And-
why they only sent a few of the accursed guard. I'm sorry, please.
I mean, they might have thought that it wouldn't have been able to make it, but they
Or it would
seem
have
to
been
be
weakened.
trying to make it. But even my people haven't been able to go back to the Feywild for years.
The Feywild in its entirety is blocked.
That's what it seems like. We can't get back through. And I would assume that means things couldn't get back here, but that thing did.
So whatever this ritual was gathered enough power to force through a barrier that people have not been able to get through in God knows how long.
Either using their help or something else's help.
But then it seems that even more questions. We need more answers.
It shouldn't have been able to come through for all intents and purposes, but I guess they were helping it. And that little extra nudge of power is what sent it through.
God, I want to speak with this king of why. This makes no sense. They're helping it to kill it. Maybe it was some grudge between an old patron. Maybe it's them trying to gain information. Maybe it's them trying to help a patron. God.
Do we think a king with nefarious reasons will be forthcoming with answers to strangers?
Never.
No, I feel like we need to get in his good graces first.
Or have sufficient reasoning or leeway to do so. Offer something. We don't need. He doesn't need to like us. He just needs to need us.
Another labor for the tireless.
First, rest,
Yes.
drinks,
Yes.
then talks with the king.
And shall we go chase after fate?
Yeah.
The person,
Yeah.
not the concept. I don't want to go and die. I would like to go and meet with a friend.
So are we going to start walking?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
try to catch up.
Okay. As everybody walks away from Phelan, she wants to lag behind a little bit, make sure no one else is looking at her. And if you were to see her, her hands would be shaking extremely bad right now. And she takes one hand and presses it shakily up against her chest where her scars are, takes a few deep breaths, tries not to remember what it looked like when she was in her form of dread, and continues walking.
Are you okay?
You didn't see that.
All right. I'm just
We
gonna,
got some
I'm
secrets.
gonna reach
upon
into my
secrets
bag
upon
of holding, pull out a little glass of mead, and just, all right, and just start drinking
this
as we
guy,
walk.
you're starting the party without us. I hope you have another one.
Let's find out. I do. It is very lukewarm, very average temperatured.
That's fine.
It's not the best, but why not?
How long do we think it's going to take us to walk back to the tavern now that we flew over here the first time?
Well, I think
Well,
we're
it's a
following
whole-
the tracks.
It's a whole day's worth of travel to get just from here to the city line.
On the sleds.
So
On the sleds.
yeah, to get from your point to the edge of the forest is a few miles that y'all flew over on the eagles coming in to the forest.
Mhm.
And that would get you to the place where the Legion had attacked the Thistle Fury army, basically.
Yeah.
Then traveling northeast for a day would get you all the way back to the tavern. But you also know, especially those of you with military experience, tactical experience, if there was a battle, if there's any survivors, they're probably going to be recovering their stuff and tending to the wounded and all that stuff for a good bit of time. Half
Let's-
day, couple days, depending on how things went.
I'd say let's go check at the front. Let's go check in with Fate, check in with LaCroix, and see what's going on.
I would also definitely, once we get there, start helping out and doing as much healing as I can for the Legion.
Okay. So, you make your way through the Thistlewood, walking adjacent to this stream of petrified Thistle Furies that, you know, they still have all the now stone carcasses and things hung from their bodies, seedlings engorged, frozen in place. And there's just hundreds and thousands of them as you walk along somberly. As you get closer to the edge, it seems as though life has begun to return to the forest. The various animals and things that scattered because of the ensuing battle and everything have started to make their way back in. You hear birds chirping here and there, but none of it is joyous or comforting. It sounds almost out of place, especially as you break through the thick wooded line of the Thistle Fury and then see the scene before you stretching out to the north and south, to your right and to your left. I need everybody, each one of you all, to roll me a D100.
Ooh. That would be a 71.
51.
Oh. Time out.
Sorry.
It's okay. I have maths to do. Okay.
It's the math. It's the math.
All right.
It's the math.
First number? 71?
51.
51?
71 for Brahm, 51 for Abenazar.
Okay.
Yes.
54 for Phelan.
Okay.
26.
Okay.
2.
That's good.
It's impressive, actually.
Do you want me to roll for Mira?
Sure.
50 on the dot.
Okay.
Y'all just murdered so many people, I already know.
Don't say that. I don't want to be a murderer. More of a murderer.
So stretching to the right and left, this massive line of battle is just completely overcome with still burning Thistle Furies that died before they all were frozen and petrified and the magic dissipated. You see some of these statues are still gripping Legion fallen members that are now petrified in their grasp and died, as well as the magic went off into the ether. All in all, the amount of people that you see in the tents that are hastily being set up, ferrying wounded bodies, collecting the dead, there's just barely over half of the original 600 that are still on their feet. And again, this battle line stretches for a mile, 2 miles either way. And so you have to walk out a good quarter mile from the edge of the Thistlewood through the battlefield, where Ona starts scurrying to help drag bodies and heal people. And you make your way to the central of this makeshift battlefield tent complex where people are shouting and water and taking care of things. It's kind of a hectic scene. The shouts of wounded and the dying echoing out around you. And so you continue walking through this somber battle scene where people are trying to recover and survive, and the tears and the shouts. And you continue on towards the back where it's a little bit quieter, and there's a larger, more oval type tent in the back that you recognize from being near the last rest. And that's kind of the area that LaCroix was hovering around as well. Making your way there, you see 2 accursed guard. One shield has this massive chunk missing out of it, and the other one is missing the tip of its halberd. And they look to be in relatively decent shape, but they're exhausted. They're not holding their post with the same vigor and sense of authority as you've seen them often do, those of you who are familiar with them. And you hear 2 voices raised. You recognize them instantly from inside the tent, that of LaCroix and that of Fate. And as you're getting closer, you can hear that they're arguing over who is responsible for what and what needs to be done. As you get within a few steps, the guards seem to have been awaiting your appearance, and so the one on the right leans over, takes a tent flap and pulls it open, and you see both of them standing on opposite sides of this round war type table with various pieces and a map laid out. A quick glance, it looks as though the Thistlewood, but also the surrounding area, and there's some pieces and tokens that are in various locations around the region, not just here at the Thistlewood. And I told you I've had enough of it, and I told you you won't do anything. He is your king. I've told you for the last time, and you don't know what you're talking about. I have done everything for you, and you give me this? You do this? You take his side? And Fate kind of glances over at you as he's shouting that last part, and she stamps her foot and slams her fist on the table. Loud thud echoes throughout the chamber, and his face, twisted in fury, clamps his jaw shut and looks in your direction, and then throws his hand up, knocking the pieces of the tokens and the papers off the board, and stamps off to the side of the tent. And he's kind of staring at the wall, hands on his fists, and he's just heaving. Fate breathes in and out real slowly and deeply. She looks at you. Well, I've told him what we discovered. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yay, we won.
Well, seeing as I don't know what to add.
Well, we did find those scrolls.
Yes.
So,
Did we want to tell them about that?
When
Did
Did we want to?
I would have been, while they were kind of discussing whether to add things or not, I would have been messaging LaCroix, like sending message to LaCroix with my last spell slot and giving him the update with the
In front of us?
scrolls. No, I probably would have been back a little bit because I would have stayed back a little bit to heal them. So by the time you got to the tent and like walked in, I would have been a little bit behind because I wanted to sit and try to use more of my spell slots to heal the people that were injured.
Mhm.
At least some of them. So I would have been a little bit behind, but while I was doing that, I would have sent messaging to LaCroix and telling him about what I had read, what Phelan and I had discovered in the scrolls, and how I had Jaren hold personed, and I just kind of left him there until the spell broke.
Okay, it would have been
But I thought that
it probably would have been really broken and kind of incomprehensible as you're also focused on casting healing magic and saving lives. But yeah, 100% you do your best to get the message across. He wouldn't have responded to you because he would have been vehemently arguing with Fate at that point.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, Fate, what have you told him? Everything that we had learned up until when?
Up until the moment I left you. That was the goal,
So-
right? That's what you wanted me to do.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like nothing comes from hiding secrets. Am I wrong here? And I look to everyone else.
No.
I
Maybe-
am always hesitant to trust.
Mira's just kind of
Keep
back there
information
hiding
close
behind
to the
everybody.
chest.
Yet the trust has not yet been broken. So I feel no reason to hide secrets that could help save lives, if not put people in the right direction towards something better. So, yes, we know the king was involved. Yes, we know the Accursed Guard were the ones who are setting up the Elder Trees. Yes, we know that was for some reason to bring the patron here, and yes, the patron is now dead.
Do you
And
have
what
a
do we
point?
do going
He says as
forward?
he turns around. What is your point? We know the king is involved. We know that he is continually sacrificing the settlers, all the people of Yonkath, and now he's even bleeding off his own accursed guard to placate these monsters.
Why? What is the end game for all of this? Why is he sacrificing people? Why is he throwing his own men into a meat grinder to kill off patrons?
Fate steps up. If he is doing these things, it is because he is trying to protect Yonkath, to maintain control.
Know that?
Because I am his.
So you follow him blindly for what? An oath given years ago? Why? What is the point of it all if you cannot trust the person at the top?
I trust
want
him,
an
and there
audience.
is nothing blind about it. You're making assumptions, and you don't know what you're talking about.
And no one will tell me!
Because you don't need to know.
I feel like if I'm going to be risking my life when I have better things to be doing with my life, and I deserve some answers as to why people blindly trust in this king.
Do you know what's blocking the Feywild?
What do you mean blocking the Feywild?
The portals to the Feywild are closed. My people haven't been able to go back for years. And this portal that this patron came through was closed. I don't know how it got through, but it was closed. Do you know what's closing it? They forced it through, and I don't know why, but it's closed. The one in Grinloft is closed in Sweet Mist Hollow. This one was closed. I don't know how this patron got through, but those guards forced it through for some reason.
And then tried to kill it.
She seems confused. She keeps kind of looking left and right. Her eyes are darting left and right as she's trying to process what you're saying. LaCroix steps over, his heavy metal armor slamming on the ground. He puts his fist down on the fist down with the table. The king maintains the avenues of travel. I have told you, Fate. It is all his doing. He won't stop. He can't stop. And I am done cleaning up his fucking messes.
Now let's not get too hasty with someone who just lost half of their legion in a battle.
I am not
Calm.
getting hasty.
Your emotions are very high right now, and I understand, but the best logical decisions come when your emotions are calm and your head is clear. Now, if you need a moment to gather yourself, please take it. You will not be judged for doing so. Yes, anger is a great motivator, and you feel very valiant right now, but we need clear minds and decisions when taking on a king. Of any kind, even accusations.
You could have your clear mind.
I just want you to take a breath.
I have orders to issue. And he shoves past you and walks out the tent.
Fate, when he says that the king is the one who controls the passages, do you think he's insinuating that the king closed the Feywild to passengers going through the portals?
I don't know. The king is the only authority to have direct dealings with the patrons. He allows them to do business, to seek followers and make pacts in Yonkath. All the magical energy that we know of, all the patronic energy, he controls all of it flowing to and from this realm through some mechanism by which I have yet to uncover, but I have never questioned because it has always been in the interest of Yonkath. He has made mistakes, but he has never once sacrificed the city to anything.
It did sacrifice its people.
Quite a few of them.
So is the peace and prosperity of a town worth lives? Yes, some people get to eat. Yes, some people can feel safe in their homes. It just costs life.
I just can't wrap my head around why. So if he controls the passages between the realms, why, if I'm not saying for sure, if he was the one who blocked the Feywild from letting people through, why would he send his guard to create these Thistle Furies, which we know that they did because I saw it. We have their scrolls detailed instructions on how to do this, how to make sacrifices with his own guard, signed by him, and then sent the same guards, the same 3, off to this portal to force a patron through the barrier.
So what I would like to do is walk over to the war table, and I'm going to cast Minor Image, and I'm going to start putting things in places where we have found them. I'm going to put the Elder Trees where we found them. I'm going to put the Patron where we found it, and have like a mock battle kind of there. And I want to put everything out in front of all of us. Like you're putting, like, when in the detective shows where they put everything all over the wall and start connecting lines. I'm going to start doing that and just bringing things in. Can I do some sort of intelligence check or like try to figure something out here? Because Brahm is definitely smarter than me.
Yeah.
I would not. I think I'm a smart guy. I'm not that smart. So like
So that would be, I mean, it's weird. I guess that would be, I mean, you could do investigation or insight, although investigation is not really appropriate. It'd probably be either an intelligence check or an insight check.
Okay. So an intelligence or investigation or insight? Sorry.
Yeah, we won't be investigation so much.
So
Well,
intelligence.
yeah, fuck it. Yeah, just do investigation. It's easier. It doesn't matter.
So with a 14 plus 9, 23.
Okay. So you cast that, you try and reposition as much as you can, and you kind of lean over on the table looking intently, and you get lost in that tunnel vision, that analytical mindset you have. Nothing immediately jumps out at you, but you take a few seconds. Fate's still looking and talking to everybody else.
This can take a moment while other people are talking.
Sure. I don't know what... Where's Ona? We need Ona.
Why do we need Ona?
Because she knows Dorian. She has...
Is Dorian a warlock?
Yes.
Does he... Who's his patron, do you know?
It's complicated.
That's not a good enough answer.
It has to
Are
be
we
because
done?
I don't quite understand it. If I could tell you, I would. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. He has... He balances the desires and the powers of the patrons through Yonkath. Somehow, he's able to weave them together to form a tapestry as it presents itself here. If he has a single patron, or there's some other manner of doing this, I don't know what it is.
He's a contractor warlock.
He's a middleman.
As we continue to talk, I will see Brom trying to piece his war table together, and I will just come next to him and pull out the purple orb that I took from the body and just give it to him.
He's just very
Aids
focused
you.
and just opens up the bag.
No.
Actually, can I look at it really quick? Does it? What? Tell me what I see.
The orb itself, again, it's not a perfectly round orb. It's slightly smaller than the palm of your hand, and it has a charcoal-y type substance form to it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get much else just by looking at it.
As the conversation happens and I hold this out to him, I will just say quietly, what if it was all for this?
He was going for it. After the fight, he tried to get to the body, which means that he knows we now have it. And I feel like, and I'm going to take it and put it in my bag, it should not be on this plane of existence, and I'm going to lock it in there. So, because if they try to find it, they're going to be locating this specific object. So,
I am removing it from my inventory, so you are now in charge of it.
okay, adding it to mine.
Does LaCroix end up coming up to me while I'm healing people?
A minute or two after he would have come out of the tent, and you're out there doing those things, he is shouting. He is furious. He is twisted. You've seen LaCroix in some shit. You have seen him in the heat of battle. You have seen him when he is despondent because fate has not returned his affections. You have seen him all manner of emotion, but you've never seen the outright rage, which is now apparent in everything he is saying and doing. He is barking orders, leave the dead, mend the wounded, or leave them if they're too bad. Get the sleds, get the weapons. We're riding to Yonkath now. And he's just shouting and throwing people around, getting them to move. He's full-blown rage.
As he's kind of doing that, I'm gonna kind of like tail him, and like all the people that he's yelling at, once they start moving, I'm just gonna kind of like, hold on, and I'm gonna catch up with LaCroix and just kind of walk with him and just start up, sir?
You quietly, and then you have to raise your voice a little bit before he kind of, he looks at you, but he's like looking through you. Like he processes you're communicating, but he's so wrapped up in his head that it's not quite making headway. And so he continues staying focused on you for a second, and it seems like something softens a little bit, enough for you to make headway. What?
Is this really the step you're taking? Leaving the dead? Traveling back to Yonkath immediately? Is this actually the step that you want to take, or is this emotion-based? And I just give him the look. I give him the mom look.
Love that Ona agrees with me, even when we're not together.
Rona.
Oh no. If you disagree with me, you are more than welcome to stay here and tend to the dead. I have living I still need to protect.
You know very well that it's not that I am disagreeing with you, sir.
Then what is it, Ona? Then what are you doing?
Trying to get your headspace, I guess. Seeing where you're at. What is the next step? Trying to see if what I am agreeing with is reasonable, or if it's all emotion-based. Because no matter... I know you. You always have the Legion and the people in your head, in your mind, in your thoughts. But sometimes you get a little hot-headed, and sometimes you get a little hasty. You get there eventually, but I'm trying to make sure that what I am standing for and standing by your side is reasonable.
Dorian has become a host unto himself, unaccountable to any. I am tired of cowering in fear. I am tired of him abusing the people. I have to force him to the negotiating table. And so I have to cut him off at the knees. We are riding to take the Scarlet Hearth. I have things to do. He turns, walks off, starts shouting again.
And for all the people that I kind of halted while I was following him, I'll just turn. Well, you heard him. Reasonable enough for me? And I'll keep patching up the wounded, leaving the dead behind. I'll be taking notes of the dead so that, I'm sure they already have ledgers, but I'll be taking my own personal notes because I always like doing that for the families myself.
Got it. Flashback to the tent.
I would like an audience with the king. Can this be arranged?
Honestly, that is the most direct way of getting answers.
You must choose your path carefully now. These two are bulls charging at each other.
Would LaCroix see us trying to gain an audience with Dorian as choosing a side, because that's one thing that we want to make sure they don't think we are doing. We must remain a neutral party for as long as possible until we know as much as possible. And I say this in front of Fate because I don't know who is in the right here. Dorian could have the best of intentions, but also the worst things imaginable come with the best of intentions.
Well, you heard me trying to speak reasonably to him. At least I was before the shouting started.
But he saw you as Dorian.
He sees me as many things. Even now
You
in
represent him.
Even now in his fury. Despite all his faults, I swear to you, LaCroix is simply trying to protect me as well. It's because he cares so much that he argues so greatly. Now, whether if you attempt to entreat the king or not, how Dorian will take that, I cannot be certain. But he's riding against the Scarlet Hearth to force the king to negotiate, to finally broker some type of order between them as best he sees it. And unless you all know something I don't know, with the evidence today, I have to ride with him.
With Dorian.
I
Or
have
with
to,
LaCroix.
I have to ride against the king.
So you are going against the king, the person you just so vehemently defended.
It's messy.
Someone who
Not
switches
unlike a
sides so
family.
easily.
I have not switched sides, and as clever as you are, I do grow tired of the accusatory tone you seem to constantly take.
So I'm trying to figure you out.
Then don't
Honestly.
accuse.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah. You can ask without accusing.
Of course, but I'm trying to make things unambiguous.
I am on the side of Yonkath.
Okay.
And if Dorian truly has done these things, participated in these things, and I don't know about it, then he has gone farther than I ever expected. At the very least, we always discussed things. I didn't have control, I didn't have authority, but I was part of his council for many years now. And so if he is acting on his own, which I did not know about the ritual sacrifices or any of that, then maybe I have been blind. Maybe Dorian does need to be held accountable. But I'm not going to know until... Until there's something... Until there's something we can do to get honesty out of Dorian. And if we need to cut off his power, then that's what it needs to be. Go ahead.
My colleague and I are outsiders to this city, to this land. We come with no prior biases or opinions. We come as neutral parties addressing the evidence in front of us. We also come both with particular interests in somewhat experimental magic. We would like an audience with the king, not to judge, to learn.
And I would like to give like a very kind, understanding smile towards Fate. And I just want to say, I've also been an advisor and on a council. And I understand the position this puts you in. And for you to even consider the other side tells me volumes about your character. And do not think that I think lesser of you.
Well, that is good, at least. As far as an audience with the king, I can write a letter for you. It may get you in. Often it depends on his mood the day, how busy he is, trying to balance things. And I will do my best to ensure, LaCroix, that your intentions are noble and neutral. I'm not sure what good it'll do.
another thing. Do you know... I'm not sure if this might get the king off the hook, necessarily, but do you know why a potentially... I don't know if it was a patron or a greater being. Do you know why they would push to have this patron released? Because Mira was taken somewhere, and whatever being took her where she went told her that it would be in our best interest to let this happen, and that's why she tried so hard to stop the fighting at the beginning, because she was told by whatever this being was to let it happen. Do you know why this might have been a thing that should have happened? Why something would have pushed so hard to have this happen, to release this patron?
I can't say with any certainty, no. It could be patron power dynamics, it could be some conspiracy that I am yet unprivy to. A lot has been revealed to me today that I did not know. So it's entirely possible I've missed things.
There was...
I don't know.
There was a schism in the Accursed Guard, if I remember correctly. You were saying that some stayed with King Dorian and some went out on their own, right?
Yes, the Accursed Guard split into the current Accursed Guard and then the Legion of the Fallen under LaCroix.
Okay.
Many
I
of
just
them...
feel like...
I'm sorry, I was simply going to add that many of them stayed with LaCroix and left the Accursed Guard to form the Legion because they believed that Dorian and the Guard had gone too far when they massacred the clerics. And the division's been growing ever since. Honestly, it's probably only a matter of time.
Well, I just feel like we're not understanding the true connection between Dorian, the Accursed Guard, this being that told Mira to let this patron come through, and then the guards who created the Elder Trees, and as they were the same ones who pushed this patron through and then said that they were going to kill it. Because in the scrolls that we transcribed, it was directly written how to make these sacrifices with a list of specific people to sacrifice to make the elders. But there was nothing in the scrolls about the Thistle Furies multiplying or turning evil or getting corrupted. It was simply just about sacrificing, who to sacrifice, when to sacrifice them, where to sacrifice them. There were different locations.
That does give me a question of why these specific people. Maybe we can check to see if their families had any sort of connections that might have either been opposing Dorian or were part of people that were connected to the people that were part of the split. That it's a... I don't know. It's something. Can't say for certain.
The Legion has been growing lately. More and more people are flocking to LaCroix's banner. In no small part due to not so subtle sacrifices taken out by Dorian.
Has LaCroix seen this list? Maybe he might know the people. Maybe they might be informants. Because if everybody is coming from the Accursed Guard, then it would not be without merit to consider that some would have stayed within as insider information. Maybe these people are spies. We can't say. We need LaCroix in here with a level head. And Ona. So I'm gonna go and find them. Can we? Actually, do I have message? I do have message, and it's within 120 feet. Are they within? Do I have to see them? within range, so I don't
I
have
don't
to
think
see
you need
them.
to see him.
I think you have to point in their general direction.
Cool. I would like to. Hey, are you guys there? Hey.
Yeah. That's close enough. As long as you know where they are, I'm good with it. Or
Then I would
generally where they are.
Then I was like, oh no, would you please grab LaCroix and join us back in the tent?
Ona's not gonna respond, but then like a few minutes after that, we'll enter the tent alone.
Did you receive my message, or is this just a coincidence of coming back? I don't know if I pointed in the right direction. There's a lot going on here.
I received it. I had my hands full. I was healing.
Okay. Is it possible to
No.
speak with the... Okay.
Do
you know these people?
I don't believe bringing LaCroix back into this would be wise, wouldn't you say, Faked?
If I know LaCroix, he's already halfway back to Yonkath.
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but you're not wrong.
But also, LaCroix left the tent with the understanding that you were you were defending Dorian, but now you are open to the concept, at least, of something going on. Maybe if LaCroix sees that, his disposition might change.
I already
Regardless, this-
verbalized my concerns. I don't think he's going to listen to me. What are you saying, Avanazar?
This next conflict, no matter who is behind what or what ulterior motives there is a conflict about to happen in Yonkath. That is
Or
where we
for
must be.
Yonkath.
For the soul of Yonkath, whatever. But it
The
will be
soul
happening.
of the nation.
The Scarlet Hearth will be a new battlefield for whatever is at play. And if we want to understand more of what's going on, that's where we will have to be.
I have much to think about. I'm going to travel to Yonkath because either way, my next steps are there. As of
We
right
should go with
now,
you.
if you wish, you're more than welcome. You've proven yourselves, not just physically, but mentally and kindly as well. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to play out. As of right now, I am leaning... As much as it pains me to say, I am leaning towards LaCroix's side right now. I don't... As I said, I will write you a letter and I will arrange a meeting with the king, or do my best to, if that's what you desire. But just a word to the wise, knowing these people, I don't think you're going to be able to not pick a side unless you completely stay absent altogether. They're going to get to the point where you're either a friend or an enemy and nothing in between, because that's what happened. That's what happened on Patron's Pass. I need to pack my things.
I don't know what Patron's Pass is, if you could please. I'm new to
I'll
Yonkath
fill
in
you
its
in later,
entirety.
buddy. I'll
Okay,
fill you
just
in later. Don't worry
thank
about
you. Just thought I'd ask. Okay.
Priests, the incident.
Right. Yes, the murders. Cool.
And as she starts to step away, lost in thought, she stops and she turns back and looks at the table. With your image still up, Braun. That's the locations of the remaining fallen. The rest of our legion scattered about the region, and the threats they're containing. He was trying to figure out how to get them all back to Yonkath as quickly as possible. And with that, she turns and walks out.
So at least we know where LaCroix is headed.
All pieces are pointing to Yonkath.
Then the next logical step would be there ourselves.
Well, two very good pieces of news. One a little bit more relevant, the other a little bit less relevant. The more relevant good news is that I saved us enough of the sleds so that we also have sleds to go back.
Beautiful.
I got that approved. The other less relevant good news is at least the potential raging war that's about to happen in Yonkath will get rid of the cleric problem.
There is still there's
The
a cleric problem.
I mean, that's a little joke between me and the Legion, but that's a whole. I'll tell you on the way. It's fine. And
I feel like it's a little insensitive to Patron's Pass if that's what we're going to be talking about. The
I
cleric problem.
agree.
But either way,
As we're like cleaning up, I've been thinking about, can I use my Patronic Inspiration to talk to Amadon?
You can try to reach out.
I would like to reach out and
Oh.
see if you would talk to me about any particular interests that he's heard about that would want to release the lesser patron, the fallen. And I had her name and then I forgot it.
Elenia.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you can burn your Patronic Inspiration.
Sweet. Not getting me twice.
I want to look at all my things. And...
All right, roll me a D100. See what happens.
56.
56. Okay. Standing there kind of back towards the edge of the tent, while everybody's talking and discussing things, you whistle the tune that you and Amadon came up with together to try and contact each other, hoping he was nearby, interested, and otherwise not busy enough to grace you with his presence, as you so often are reminded. For the purposes of this, we will say that you hear him whistling a similar tune back to you. It's coming from outside the tent, so you can either leave to talk to him or ignore it. But we will resolve that conversation. Since it doesn't have a huge bearing on the matter at hand, we'll resolve that conversation between now and next session.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
I would go
'cause I
out,
want
by
to
the
use
way.
it as much as possible. I would like to pull out the purple orb, cast Identify on it, and if I'm going to make a check, use the Patronic Inspiration to make sure it goes well. At least have the advantage to do well.
Okay.
Because with Identify, I'd be able to kind of gain knowledge of it. Because if our thought, if it was the goal, if Avanasar's thought is correct, then we need to know exactly what this thing is.
Okay. Give me a Patronic Inspiration Arcana check. I roll one of them. Proficiency bonus is your minimum bonus, so it'd be a +5 no matter what. I rolled a 13.
Okay, I rolled a 19.
Okay.
So that's going to be 19 plus my proficiency bonus.
So it just makes sure that no matter what, if I rolled higher than you and it was only like 1 or 2, you get at least a +5 total. But you rolled higher, so it's
Okay.
much higher, so it's not a huge deal.
All right. So am I doing investigation? Am I doing Arcana?
Arcana.
Okay. So with Arcana, which is +9, 19, 28. And do I add proficiency bonus?
If you're proficient in Arcana.
That's already applied in then.
Yeah.
So then I would be, 28.
28. Okay. So you cast Identify on it. And as you do so, something goes wrong. The divination magic kind of glosses over the exterior, as it often does, to kind of unravel the ethereal secrets within, but it then kind of shimmers a bit and then dissipates inside of the object. With your Arcana check, it is not unreasonable at all to believe that there's something about this piece, this condensed piece of the patron that will absorb magic, and that you feel pretty strongly that you can unlock its secrets by tinkering more with it, and maybe understand how it works and possibly even harness it.
Lovely.
It would be difficult, but possible.
All right.
Oh, sorry. Did you have more to say?
Nope. I'm happy.
Okay. Wonderful. I wanted
got
to
a new
just
toy.
say, can I use my patronic inspiration for all of the healing that I did on the wounded?
To restore all the spells? Is that what you're saying?
Can we do-
When I
you
was
wanna try and-
healing the wounded.
Oh, okay.
Can I get
Earlier.
spells back?
Well, that's why I was confused. Okay.
No, I wanted to use it to like amplify my healing.
I'll tell you what. There was a total, I want to say it was 348. I want to say it was 348 total. It's about that. We'll call it 350 even. Okay. There's 350 that were considered dead or maimed beyond use, so effectively dead. Right? Couldn't be of use to the Legion anymore. If you want to burn your Platonic Inspiration, I will allow you to roll a D100 to see how many more you can add to that number, which may or may not weigh heavily on the impending battle.
How many I can add to that number in terms of making people alive or dead?
You can undead them.
So,
I can undead them.
so-
That's what we're saying. I just want to make sure.
It's an
so
undeadening.
it was at the point where people were so maimed or disabled, they were unfit to fight, period. So they were effectively, as far as the Legion's concerned, dead. They were out of service.
Got
So
it.
you could bolster their numbers with a D100.
Got it. Okay, let's
Don't
do
roll a 2.
Anywhere from 1 to
Don't roll a
100.
2.
it. Don't
Kind
roll
of a big
two.
swing.
36.
36. Okay, so
Not bad.
we'll round it up to 400. That's fine. So you went from 350 to 400. So that might matter. Don't forget that.
Cool. I did it.
Yay.
There's a reason
When
why
we-
they kept me.
when we have when it seems like the strategy is over and everyone is sort of just preparing for travel, I will walk off into just a bit a ways from the camp, just enough so that I feel alone without being isolated and in danger. And I will kneel in the snow and remove my helm and place it in front of me. Sort of scratch out my hair. And I will take out my sword and cut my hand and bleed onto the snow in front of me. And press my thumb into the blood and just draw in the snow Relania's name. And watch as the warm blood just sort of sinks into the snow. And then I'll swipe it away. Take the bloody snow and use it to refresh my face. And I will be there for a bit before I eventually put my helm back on and return to camp.
Got it.
Cut my life into pieces.
So the entire camp is packing up. No rest for the wicked, it seems. You have, well, I mean, you have whatever choices in front of you want. You can go to Yonkath or not, side with Dorian or Lurkoy, or try to stay neutral. You have a whole host of things. But regardless, coming back towards the tent, you can see that she has strapped on her gear and she's carrying her pack. The fate calls out to you. I'm going. Kind of hoping you would all come. But if not, that's
When-
fine.
I'm just
When
kind
do you
of
plan
walking
on
up.
departing? Go ahead.
I kind of walk up to Fate and, well, I'm ready.
As am I.
Seeing as we haven't gotten blessed of our favor, we will
Yeah,
still
we-
be along for the ride.
No. That was one of the first things I resolved with LaCroix was that your debt is paid. You are not beholden anymore.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm on my way anyway. Let's go.
I would rather not let LaCroix out of my sight if it's all the same, but if we must tarry for preparations, I can ride ahead or stay with you all. It'll take him at least a day or two to put together any kind of a force from everybody he's pulling in from around the Shadelands and prepare Cathrak and everything else he plans on doing.
We would
So we
like
have-
to go to Yonkath as quickly as possible, potentially beat him there.
Great, just gives us 2 days to stop a war. Exciting.
Tuesdays.
Oh god.
And you will be riding again straight through. You understand this, right?
Why are you saying it like that? Are we supposed to just go straight to Yonkath and nothing along the way? Or what's going on?
Well, if you're trying to beat him, you will have hell on your wheels. You need to... you will need to be riding swiftly, which means no resting.
We can rest when we're dead.
Well, I hope it doesn't go to that extreme. I'm gonna rest when I'm tired, which is actually right now, and I will sleep on the sled. Anybody else wants to drive, and I'm gonna start walking towards the sleds.
I will take first shift.
You're driving the whole way. I'm going to lay down.
I know it kind of glossed over, but I do want to speak to Amadan. So if everyone has their own sled, right?
Yeah.
I'll catch up. If everyone takes off.
Oh, does everybody have their own sled, or is it like we do in teams of 2 again?
You can ride on your own or with somebody. There's enough sleds. There's been more than enough people killed that... Yeah, there's plenty left over.
I will
Oof.
I
Way to
will
somber
I
the
will
mood.
do a team of 2 to allow Brahm to sleep.
Thank you.
Aw.
Wizard's not good for shit if he can't cast spells.
So,
Nope.
So Brahm and Nessie walk out and begin preparing their sled for travel. Fate likewise leaves. I know Katori wants to try and hang back. Mira's gonna do whatever Phelan's doing. So what are the 3 of you doing? Ona, Phelan, Mira.
Mira and Phelan would probably go start setting up our sled.
Oh no.
To wind down, I would like to start doing some tinkering baseline stuff on the purple orb while I'm laying down in the sled,
Yeah.
Some people like to wind down with a book. I like to tinker with magic. It's the whole thing.
It's the whole thing. Ona.
I would have asked if Fate would allow me to accompany her in her sled. And if so, then we would have just had the talk. We just had a long talk during
Okay.
our trip.
All right. And Katori. We'll discuss Amadan between this session and the next, but for now at least, with the fate of Yonkath and all of the Shadelands seemingly hinging on your actions these next few days, that's where we're going to end tonight's session. But you killed a patron!
We did it.
We did.
You killed a patron!
Oh,
And we took its ball.
And you took its ball.
We took its
Ball.
ball.
Oh my goodness.
Great.
See, you guys were all worried. I told y'all it'd be fine. Y'all
We
were
rolled
good.
I have an
phenomenally. I
idea
don't want
of
to
what
hear
I
it.
can do with this. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Swallow it.
Joey,
Oh,
we're gonna
man.
talk. We're gonna talk.
So
Of
much
course
for
we
the
are.
talks of making sure it's not on this plane of existence. Now he's gonna parade it around in front of him.
I'm honestly imagining the old Western face-off where nobody's in the streets and people are hiding in their saloons and barrels, waiting for that's what I'm waiting for with this. Yonkath
I
battle.
just think it'd be really funny if Brahm is tinkering with it as we're sledding, and then we just hit a bump and it goes. It's just gone.
Well, goodbye, magical item. Or just the think, crap, boom. And new character.
Oh shit.
It sucks Braum into the orb itself. Just gone.
Jesus.
Bye-bye.
Nope. I'm not putting that out into the ether.
I've already gotten sucked into one portal. So
Hey, Joey.
Yep.
Thanks for a good story, bud.
Aw. You make my heart
very
smile.
good. Very good.
I'm just trying to keep up with you guys.
There. Cough clap, yeah.
Now you're doing well. I'm
All
liking
right.
these pieces that are coming together.
Oh, well, we'll see how they all fit in at the end. I am, as usual, I am queuing up a raid. I'm going to do the shout-outs here, and then I'll pitch it over to you guys to wax poetic, either ill or great about the session. But real quick shout-outs. Drake Takes, thank you for the raid with a party of 8. You're amazing. It's Jonesy, I'm assuming, as followed. It's Jonesy as sub with Prime. Thank you very much for that. And Volpart, thank you for the subscription. Thank you very, very much. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Pitching it over to the players so I can set up a raid so we can share the love. Y'all go ahead and talk so I can do the thing.
Tell your friends
First
about the
time.
show, please and thank you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah. Share
Does that
us.
help? Thank you.
Yeah, and if you were like part of a raid and this is the first episode that you're catching, all of our episodes are available on the Fableforge RPG YouTube channel, both season 1 and season 2. So you can check that out.
I look different in season 1.
Very different, yes.
A lot older.
This is the first time that Avanesar has taken off his helm.
Yeah, I was
Took
hoping
4
for a
episodes.
description of a face.
No one saw it.
No one was looking.
Yeah.
Wait, you took off the helm?
Yeah.
When I was alone.
Yeah, he
You will
walked
never
away and
admit to
took it
such.
off.
Yeah.
I'll never admit to
Oh.
such.
I
Damn.
still.
I really want to see fan art of this
The-
really badass, smoky, armored badass.
And he's just
And
a
the
weed
enemy
with
glass,
disease.
Like little itty bitty like reading glasses that you would get from like a CVS or something like that. Or like with little like monocle like flips that come down. Like I need it.
It's a real it's a Batman situation where his voice isn't actually that cool, but as soon as you put the helm on, it's like I am Avanesar.
It's echoing
Oh,
through
it's
the
a
helmet.
Vader
He's like,
thing. Got it.
But he kicks off, he's like,
Wow.
"Hi, guys."
People, so hi. Thank you guys so much for having a good time here.
I will say this is the first episode that Avanesar got to be the badass that we see him as.
Finally.
Yes.
Oh my god.
So
the Doc Ock
Yeah.
tentacle grab, like
Yeah,
please,
yeah.
I need
got
more of
that
that.
going. Got the eagle launching him towards the
yeah,
thing.
that was cool. That was the
Abby
first
Nippus?
time where
No.
I actually felt like I could do stuff that my character was built around doing.
Yeah. I'm gonna create some kind of octopus name for you by next week.
Octonasar.
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 I just saw something amazing in chat. Absolutely right. What if when the reveal finally comes and I take off the helm, there's another helm
helmet.
underneath it.
There's like 3 different helms.
It's a sub helmet.
Yeah, you have the smoldering armor, then the helm of teleportation, then the helm of telepathy. It's like you have all these different helms you're taking off.
His head's actually like
man.
this small.
All right, guys, I am all queued up for the raid. I did thank
Do
you, Corey. Thank you for the reminder. I did not shout out Volpirate's tip to the team. Thank you so much for that. It didn't show up in my alerts thing, so that's my bad. And also Alias Prime's 5 community gift subs earlier as well. I missed that as well. So thank y'all very much for that. Like Kevin so eloquently said, please, one of the best things you can do to support us is to spread the word. More people, more community, better it is for everybody involved. So thank you for that. I'm gonna queue up the raid here. We're gonna go to the ending screen and queue up the raid. We'll see you guys on socials and in Discord. If not, between now and next session, but next session right here, next Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, live. Figure out what's going on with these crazy guys.
I get to sleep.
That's it, man. That's it. Y'all have a great night, all right? Take care, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Right.